Every time I touch Mac. Every time I touch Mac.
Explode the sunlight here, gentlemen. You explode the universe.
Every time I touch Mac.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Aegis Esports LOR Heart of the Huntress League. We are in round of 16 playoffs. We're now moving into our playoff format. Fansora, I'm joined by Fansora today, by the way. Sorry, I don't mean to like or steamroll everything.
How could you do me like that, Hirsch?
How are you doing today, Fansora? I'm just like so excited. That's why.
I'm doing great, and I'm just really excited to see what people are going to be bringing, considering the big Runeterra Open is this weekend. So, like, are people going to be like bringing their A game, where they're trying to hide secret tech? You know, we got RPG. They're a little suspicious on that front. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what people are doing, considering once you lose, you're out.
Yeah, I'm very interested in seeing that. Fansor, do you want to just briefly go over the deck or the weeks by the numbers stats real quick for us?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's this past few weeks meta has been super weird. We've just been rock, paper, scissoring in a circle. So this week, welcome in your new overlords of Heimer Jace. I think it was like 3rd or 4th last week, and now it's risen to the top to beat down on the big decks last week. And I'm sure by tomorrow with the Open, it's going to be completely different. But after that, we got some, you know, Swain Alawi's another like mid-range control-y deck, another mid-range deck in Aatrox Vayne, and then 2 aggro decks, which I think we saw at the top last week, have been pushed down a few pegs, in Jinx, Kennen, or honestly just any flavor of Jinx, and Fizzamira.
Yeah, it's just... It's very. I'm very shocked at how many people are bringing Fizzamira. I honestly thought this number would be a lot higher. I thought this would probably be the second or first most broad deck.
So part of it is because like there was a lot of Jinx last week, right? I think there was. And Jinx kind of absolutely dumpsters Fizzamira. So that got brought down in response, but now there's less Jinx. So the problem is there's no standout tier 0 deck, right? So if everything's, you know, if everyone's super, no one is, sort of deal. So people are just slowly trying to beat what was there the last tournament they played in.
Yeah, that's fair. Moving on to our playoff format. Do you want to give a brief explanation on how the playoff format runs down, Fansora?
Yeah, I believe, was it last year's or last man standing, I think is the traditional term. But anyway,
it is our all kill King of the Hill format.
You're right. So if each team has 9 decks, so 3 lineups, and they send their players one at a time. If that player wins, they stay in, and if the player loses, they're out. So, you know, we're about to see Team Space Poggers against RPG. So it's going to be, you know, FGW versus Loser Beam. If Loser Beam loses, then for RPG, they have to, or they can't play with Loser Beam anymore. he's gone. So they have to somehow reverse sweep or Space Poggers with their 2 remaining players.
Yeah,
That was a scuffed explanation.
it was beautiful. I understood every single bit of it. So
yeah, 'cause you know the format.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, like, this can go either way. This is such a very tiring mental format. Like, if this person just completely goes in and just tries to 3-0, and they go to basically all 3 games in every match, they're going to be mentally tired. Like, you can play the mental game with, oh yeah, we're just going to tire these people out and just reverse sweep everything, or they're either just going to sweep the entire thing, or you have the pressure onto you. You're the last player. You have to completely reverse sweep. There's just so much pressure and so many stakes with this format. It's just very interesting.
Yeah. Plus, there's a bit of a, before we get into deck, there's a bit of a back and forth compared to the like regular season, where once your team loses, you're then picking someone to counter the lineup that you just played against. So like, there's very much a back and forth, and it's not just, even though one team can just 3-0, the losing team is incentivized to bring their strongest deck to counter what they just played against. Speaking of decks, we're getting into Loser Beam for RPG. Their first deck is classic Vaults Nasus with Vigar. We've seen a few different flavors of this, but Vigar and Descent Ada for the little darkness boost.
Yeah, I've been playing this deck a lot on ladder, and it's just like very solid to me. Like, I keep comparing Nasus Vaults to basically Heimer Jace. Like, I'm to the point where I think Heimer Jace can kind of just move out of the meta, and that honestly, I would be okay with Nasus Vigar being like the new staple.
X to doubt on that one, Hirsch. We're seeing Heimer Jace at the top. I'm not sure if it's gonna move out quite that much, and like Aftershock is a good card, you know?
Oh, I understand. It's just like I've seen so much Heimer Jace that I'm just like ready for it to just like move on and be retired.
Heimer Jace is an inoffensive control deck. Excuse you. There are much worse control decks that could be in the meta right now.
No, I understand, but it's just been around for so long. I just want something new to be the staple, right?
Okay, that's fair. I will say Vaults is an interesting card. It does cool things that we haven't really seen before in this game.
Exactly. Moving on to the second deck that Loser Beam brought.
The suspense is killing me. Okay, here we go.
We have Ash SI. I honestly don't know a whole lot. Actually, no, I have seen this on ladder a lot. It's basically just a Rimfang deck where basically you're just frostbiting as much as you can, summoning a bunch of Rimfangs and just big overwhelm units, and just kind of just swarming the board on there.
Yeah, this is also like... It's controlly with a surprise finish with the Harrowing. At the top end, you get a bunch of Rhymefangs back, Ash off of your Kindler, just base Ash, and you try to control the board until you can force your opponent into losing to a locked out board from Ash.
Yeah, and you just got really cute interactions, like Soul Cleave onto the Rimfang Den Mother to give you another Rimfang. Just on top, or 2 more Rimfangs on top of that, is that just stick on the board.
Yeah, and then like, even though like this has a bit of the flock problem of that Noxus X used to have, where a lot of your removal is going 2 for 1 because you have to freeze plus Soul Harvest plus Quietus. It's able to do well enough. You have a decent amount of draw in it, and your units are 4 health. The Den Mother and the Rhymefang themselves, they're all 4 health. That's incredibly hard to remove. Like 3 health is easy. 4 health is just unkillable. Sorry, can't do anything about it.
Yeah, no. Moving on to the third deck that Loser Beam has brought today. We have Jace Heimer. Wow.
Hello, old friend.
Jace Heimer being the staple that is not really changing much throughout the entirety of the meta, except for the entirety of just it being released, was except for the addition.
Traction.
Yes, except for the addition of Epic Scrap Traction, which is really cool.
We've got one new card out of 40. Excuse you, Hirsch. I mean,
I'm sorry. It's like a brand new deck.
New expansion, new me.
I know you're the Heimer Jace player, so you
haven't touched this deck. I haven't played this deck in months.
you played it more than I have.
That's possible.
So if you want to give the rundown on this, by all means.
I mean, I still just have, I wake up in a cold sweat at night, remembering the game I lost to Majin, having like production surge into Hexacandler, and this deck can still do that. It's kind of, all of Loser Beam's Lab has kind of a similar vibe of like, oh, we're a control deck. Just kidding, I'm gonna combo kill you. And Heimer Jace is kind of in the same vein of, you still have like Soul Harvest, Piercing Darkness, all the, SI and PNZ control tools we've come to know and love, but then sometimes they get you with early production surge, or even just a 6/6 scrap traption. Some decks really struggle to deal with that, and it's just you have to sink resources and time, which is exactly what this sort of deck wants. Because once you land, Heimer or Jace, even if you kill them on the spot, it's still a formula coming down, drawing 4 cards or getting a 6/1 turret. Sorry, it's a 7/2 elusive turret, and Alphaspheros comes down. There's just so much top end that you have to be worried about if this game starts to go late.
Yeah, for sure. And moving on to Filthy Gamer Weeb's lineup, we have Shen Jarvan, the deck. I'm sorry. No, we're gonna start from the beginning. We're gonna start from Jax Ornn, with honestly Glacial Sharian getting the recent buff that it got. Honestly, making this deck a lot better and just taking out Ruthless Raider. How do you feel about like how much this deck has really changed, Vansora?
I mean, it's kind of the same as it was last week, but what's interesting to me is that this deck disappeared this week. Like everyone was playing this last week. I think it was the top 1 or 2 deck, definitely very high on ladder. And then, it's this whole rock paper scissors meta shifting. This is just out of favor. So we didn't see it break into the top 5. The numbers on it against a lot of the top decks are, I guess, not doing so well. So it's still the same strong Jax Ornn deck, but I think it just fell out of favor for a lot of players.
Yeah, I honestly, I can see that. I just want this deck to succeed a lot more in this current meta. Like, honestly, it will succeed a lot more when we get back to Eternal format. But like in Standard, I just want this to just be more successful.
You're just tired of control and big guys, or just like scout. You just want to play big guys.
Yeah, I just want to play big units on board and go burr.
All
right, moving on to Filthy Gamer Weave's second deck, we have Azir Nasus Vaults, not the Vygar version, but the Azir version.
Yeah, I'm not sure if to say this is necessarily better, but it is definitely cooler that you're running Azir, so you can get 1 mana Glorious Calls into the, pretty cheap and very powerful, what are they called? Like Emperor's deck cards.
Yeah, and honestly, the option of taking out Destinata for Terror of the Tides, just to be able to guarantee that your board is going to be, your Nasus is just going straight into the board, or into the face.
Exactly. And it's kind of funny how, just like the way that the players build these decks is the Vygar deck, you don't actually have a 4-drop other than Vygar, because you want to skip over it using Rock Bear Shepherd. Whereas this deck, all the other decks run Camvor Dragon, so Camvor Dragon is your bridge across to 4, 5, 6 to Nasus.
Yeah. Moving on to Filthy Gamer Weave's final deck, we have Shen J4, something that I haven't seen pop up in a while, especially in Aegis. Honestly,
it makes sense though. I was gonna say because like we've seen a lot of Aatrox Vayne, and this deck absolutely stomps Aatrox Vayne, because you'd want nothing more than to them run your Aatrox or just a quick attack anything into something that has Spell Shield. You're 1-drop with not Spell Shield, 1-drop with Barrier, and that just feels bad. So that's kind of what this is gunning to beat. I'm not sure how well it's gonna match up into the like SI stuff that Loser has. But overall in the meta, it definitely has its targets that it's aiming for.
Yeah, for sure. And just barrier just being a keyword just turns everything around, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it'll probably do fine into I was gonna say Nasus, but I'm looking at the stats now, and this deck's probably gonna have the hardest time out of anything into Loser's current lineup. But I mean, honestly, I can still see it flipping stuff around. Like, if you get a timely Shen or J4, it can be very tough to deal with if you have an explosive start.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And moving back on to my favorite part of the thing, or my favorite part of the match. Sorry, my brain is everywhere today.
Ooh.
Predictions. So I'm the odd man out. You know what? I'm a simp for my boy James. James literally is able to do things that he should not be allowed to do, and I don't know how. True. I still can't explain it. Well, he's known for running his run of rear guard and aggro decks and just managing to always draw it on turn one.
That's frustrating to no end.
Yes, I just don't understand. But
thankfully, there's no Anivia to run in standard, so yeah. You know he's ready to go all out. There's nothing holding him back.
For real. Honestly, I will be honest. Both of these guys, or both of these teams, I'm very good friends with. I'm good friends with James. I'm good friends with a lot of the RPG people. Same. It was hard for me because like I have to be non-biased at the same time, but honestly I do believe in TSP because they've been, since last season, they've just been dominating.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with a lot of what you're saying. It's just like, you know, RPG, they've been so dominant in like the opens and the seasonals, so it's just hard to knock that, and I think that's kind of what other people are thinking. Even though the team format's a little different, it's still just, they have such a good knowledge and like competitive mindset that it's definitely going to be tough. I think. I definitely think it's going to be close. I'm thinking like 3-2. I have that much faith in Spacebarkers to go 3-2.
I also predicted that it is going to be a 3-2. So moving on to the ban phase here, what do you think is going to be the ban on each side?
I'm guessing it's got to be. I don't think it's Ashe for Spacebarkers. I think it's got to be one of the two other decks that are a bit more proven. You know, like you can always ban the banning the oddball deck is a little off, and like Ashe is still up and coming. It's not quite proven itself. Hammer Jace is definitely something that's probably okay. I'm gonna say Nasus. I think Nasus might be a bit of a problem. Because if Nasus gets big enough, it's going to be hard for everything else to stall on the side of Filthy Gamer League.
Do you think that Loser bans Nasus as well?
It's a tough one.
Because I've
Nasus as well. Yeah.
I've always just been told that just literally the counter to Nasus is either Nasus himself or just any Shadow Isles deck that just runs Vengeance. Aftershock too. Yes, Aftershock as well. Yes.
It's kind of funny because like I feel like Ashe isn't necessarily the thing you're the most scared about, but if Loser bans Nasus and you have to play Shen J4 and Orange Axe into Ashe, I'm not sure if you're feeling too hot.
Yeah, I can see that as well. And I have the bans. We're trying to get them on screen right now. For some reason,
please, I can't wait any longer. Show me, please.
I don't know what is going on. We're having a bit of tech issues today, guys. I will just spoil the bans right now. So both sides have banned Nasus.
Yeah, I mean, hearing that, I gotta say, I think Loser's in a slightly better spot. Okay, well, we got one of the bands in.
We
There
got
we
one.
go.
We got both.
There
in
we
now.
go.
There we go. Now we're good to go.
Yeah, I'm inclined to think that Loser's got a bit of an edge in this matchup. Shen J4 can still get there. I think against Heimer Jace. Against Ash is going to be a little tough, but against Heimer Jace, as long as, Fifth Game Week has either an explosive start or Loser Beam doesn't have quite the right cards to stop some of the early aggression, I think that can definitely be a win. I think Filthy Gamer Weave's goal is to try to beat Heimer Jace. I think that's where they're gonna have their most luck.
So I think the Ash deck is definitely favored into both Shen J4 and Jax Ornn.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know the matchups between Heimer Jace and J4 Shen.
By the numbers, it's 70-30 for Heimer Jace, which is a lot lower than I thought. But I'm not sure if I fully believe that. Let me check the sample size of that. Because my impression is that, the types of threats that Shen J4 has lines up in a certain way against Heimer Jace. The 3 health units, the Mystic shots for the X2s, and I feel like if there's just a bit of a mismatch there, it doesn't have the vengeance for J4 when it comes down, doesn't have the Soul Harvest for Shen. I feel like that could go wrong a little easily.
Yeah, for sure. And moving on into in-game, we see Jax Ornn coming up against Heimer Jace here. So far, I hope this is pre-mull from Filthy Gamer Weave, otherwise we are in trouble.
No, what's the worst? Doing nothing until turn 3.
Not being able to do anything because we're just gonna hold on to the Mystic shots.
Yeah, who knows? It could be
Okay.
a Jax. Anything's
Okay.
okay, there, yeah.
It is a pre-mull. Keeping the Runation, I do like that a lot.
Yeah. So Loser Beam is on only 2 Quietus. So that could come into play, especially because we don't see it now. No 6-cost spell in hand either. So this chase is going to be a bit of a ways off with the current hand.
Yeah, we see the Pharaoh's Financier coming down. What do we hit?
All right, it's going to be Ruination, Harrowing, and
Hexpliterator.
That was the third card I was about to say.
For sure. See, Filthy Gamer Weave playing Piltover Castaway. It's probably just Pot of Pain here, right? Just to be able to keep this.
Like, it makes you really more resilient, which is quite nice.
Yeah, for sure.
So the thing is, like, Loser needs a good 6-cost spell to cast. Hexplorer is not something you want to commit on this, 3-1.
Yeah.
So if like Combat Hook comes down and you Hexploder that could be fine. Or if we get Hextech Anomaly. Oh, okay.
Second Hexpliterator and Utter Devastation. Yeah.
I'm just. This pass makes sense. You're just holding up Hexpliterator for. You don't need to develop anything. Jace does whatever.
And just imagine we're just gonna play Combat Cook here.
Yeah, we're gonna play Combat Cook. Yeah.
Yep. Sorry. Definitely did not. I caught myself. I didn't say anything else. Combat Cook.
Yeah. Kind of.
Really, we see. I always forget the name of this weapon. I always forget there. This is the only weapon that I can't remember the name to. I know the name to everything else.
Isn't it like this? It's the staff, right?
Yes, it is the staff.
Forget the name though.
This is the only one that I don't know the name to because you rarely ever pick this weapon at all. So
As it's time,
But Loser being contemplating whether he wants to rip his Hex Splitter here, and he's just going to opt to play the Jace here. Jace with Challenger is going to take away this Piltover Castaway.
I will say it's a little scary playing Jace after
Oh, we're going for the Artisan.
develops, just because you know that's a fish fight. So it's a little dicey, but
Yeah.
makes the read. And with the game read, it still has like a decent. You know, you could go Sarion or just 2 into 3. Both of these are pretty good options. Yeah.
Yeah, Sarian is just a great option here.
It's called Shepherd's Authority.
Shepherd's Authority, thank you.
Rolls right off the tongue, if you ask me.
Do we have to just play this Explorator here, right? No, we're just gonna opt for the Heimer too, I guess. Heimer going to I see the line. We're just gonna Mystic Shot the Castaway just to generate a free turret here.
Yeah, I mean, we're fine. Like, we don't need this Jace. We have a second Jace in hand, I'm pretty sure. We got a lot of good 6-cost spells coming up soon, so...
I am okay with trading Jace into the Sarian.
I'm thinking this is a decent Shock Blast setup. We can trade the 2-1 into the 6-5, and then Shock Blast that in the 3-1. And we still have a Mystic Shot if they try to buff anything with the Forge.
Watch your toes.
Yeah, it looks like Loser's setting up for that line right now.
Yeah. This is looking really good for Loser. You know, started off the game with only Ruination, and now we've got 4, technically 3, really good 6-cost spells that Loser can play somewhat proactively.
Ooh, we're opting to block with the Heimer here too.
Oh, wait. Is that the catch read? Hold on, I want to see if there's catch in that deck.
I think that's the catch read.
Oh, that's just a catch read. There's 2 catch in the deck.
Wow.
One shares these. Oh my god.
That's crazy, and that was a second Jace, so we couldn't have done the
Yeah, what a
the shock
ballsy
button
read by Loser Beat.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Like with this game, you just have to basically just be dominant and just be able to say like your opponent doesn't have this. You just have to honestly believe that these cards aren't real.
Yeah, honestly, like the top 2 skills in Runeterra is 1 is reading your opponent's mind, and 2 is choosing your top decks.
Yeah, and we do get our Frybot on the field right now with our 6-drop turret. Going to be able to swing for 7 in here. Our Hextech handler is online now.
Yeah, oh, this Dawning Shadow is going to be really unfortunate if Ornn just comes down here.
Yeah.
Honestly, we could also just Ruination this. This is not a bad Ruination either.
It's not. It really isn't. Just getting a free board clear and just a free turret. Or we're just gonna opt for the free swing here just to respect the Ruination.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit of an awkward spot here. We definitely sack our 6-1, yes, and then we Hexbliterate. This is the time to Hexbliterate now, yeah. We have to Hexbliterate the 5-3, right? Just to stop Filthy Gamer Weed from generating value just by healing.
You said the 5-3. There's 2 5-3s, my dude.
I'm sorry. I can't.
But I was about to say, what if we Dawning Shadow? But no, that's not a fast spell. In fact,
no, we don't have a Senna on board, unfortunately.
As much as it seems like it, yeah. I'm wondering why we don't trade off the other one.
I don't know either. Do we just not want? Is it because we just want to keep the top weapon on this unit right now?
I'm not sure the worry is though, because like if Ornn comes down, Ornn already does tough.
We see second innovative blacksmith coming down with upcycled rake and sorry, I'm just like losing my mind today.
What's the other one?
Combat reel. There we go. Thank you.
There you go.
It takes me a quick second to get there.
Hey, I know you know all of them. I was just like, just curious.
I am a boomer. My mind is a little slow today.
All right, loser contemplating playing Jace here. It's a level Jace now, right?
Yeah, it is a little Jace here.
X-Tech cannon, tested and prime.
So we do have Shock Blast in hand right now. This is actually a really good Shock Blast setup for us.
I will tell you of Orn.
Gotta be a little scared of the Buried Knights currently in FGW's hand. Shock Blast would be pretty nice, but like, the
we're just gonna rush our gate.
Oh, this is an interesting position with the Buried Knights in hands. So
Yeah, this Buried Knights is 100% coming down right now.
well, okay. It depends how much FGW wants to greed, and I think it depends a bit on how good these keywords are.
Quick attack on Jace. Oh
Ooh,
man.
okay.
So yeah,
So, yeah, we have to just do it right now. Oh no! If that wasn't quick attack or the elusive on Jace, I think you could have greeted at least one turret. Oh no, you'd still be dying to Mystic Shot.
Yes.
Okay.
So one of our turrets is getting replaced with this 2-1 that we just generated.
Here's the really scary thing for FEW. Those turrets are gonna pop back out, and Jace is gonna pop back out as a 9 attack elusive.
This is lethal.
Oh,
both these turrets are 7-2.
Never mind.
Oh wait, I forgot about Innovative Blacksmith.
Okay, but hear me out.
just
Loses
out of
mind games and kills him with the 9 attack elusive turret.
I'm very confused. Why did we production surge a 0-1 challenger?
I don't know.
I am very confused with this line.
Also, there's still no. Lose is gonna be one off next turn too. With the shock blast, because flip gamble you can play anything that equips a weapon, it will heal too.
Oh, I see what we're doing. We're generating a blocker for us, so we can at least survive a swing here. That way we can play our shock blast and actually secure the win. I see it now.
I mean, I think now though it's gonna be an absolutely brutal ruination. No,
And you know what?
this isn't
Also for me.
orange, so
Got more scars than years. And got a
Still
lot of
yet to
years.
flip, so I think I don't know. With just leading with Jax, I would not rip a ruination here.
yeah. So right now there's only 3 unknown cards that loser doesn't know about. We see the eyes on 3 of them.
Like I'm okay with just ripping Utter Devastation, honestly.
Utter devastation? You mean
Or
Dawning
not,
Shadow?
yeah, Dawning Shadow. I don't know why I said Utter Devastation.
I mean, I'm sure he would, but there's like, it's a bit expensive at 11 mana. He doesn't have the mana to.
Yeah, there's no way. We have cheaper Utter Devastation by 2.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just like quite a bind.
Got a whetstone? Gotta sharpen my lamp.
Loser being contemplating what he wants to do. There's no way you're allowed to just play.
If he had a 0 mana production surge for this turn, he almost makes it.
Yeah.
This is Dawning Shadow on the Jax, it looks like.
Yes. This is like the safest line that we can do right now because we're still able to generate a blocker because we still have a blocker available to us with the Forge Chief we just drew.
Unfortunately, we're
not dead. We're fine.
okay. We're not dead to the Ornn yet. I think Ornn can be coming in for 7, I believe.
Okay, we see Saurian come down. Not going to be doing a whole lot. We just developed the Forge Chief here just to save face.
I think you can hold off on the Forge Chief for 1 turn. Because you're still blocking down pretty reliably.
Remember, we're the ones who make progress happen.
All right. I guess catch could be a worry.
Yeah, catch is a huge worry here.
But this just looks like it blocks down, and I think FGW needs to draw into Unforgivable Cold, or one of Unforgivable Cold, in order to stop the open. I guess no, there's only one elusive, so
we're not opening. We're just ripping shock blast.
Loser.
Oh, he stoked the fire.
Oh, you could also just rip shock blast. You're right.
Yeah, shock blast is like our safest line here that we don't have to worry about anything.
You're right.
You can worry about a catch maybe, and actually no, catch doesn't even save you. Wait, did we actually just draw a catch off the top, or was that just an equip? I was not paying attention.
That was just a regular equip, I think.
Okay.
Was it?
I got like so I got so sidetracked with the line I didn't see what happened. But yeah, now we just play our shock. We just play our shock blast now. And that's game one. Loser being taking game one now.
Wait,
Wait.
Hello? He already used double. Okay, it's still fine. There's still a second shock blast, and there's open attack lethal that Filthy Jammer we probably can't stop.
Oh,
okay.
I see.
No,
I now see what happened. That's actually interesting.
The Jace was used up from last turn.
Yeah, I'm just like so confused right now.
So if that, I think that was a Jace's shock blast. So it was still better to do that and then open attack. So
yes,
because there was a second shock blast in hand, and between the two of those, it was guaranteed.
Yes, for sure. Because even with an equip right there from Innovative Blacksmith, it's still not going to save.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a thrilling game one.
It really was, and we get to see the Ash.
Zombie Ash.
Yeah, zombie Ash deck.
Ooh, and you see Filthy Gamer Weave switching over to their other deck.
I don't like with barrier. I think we'll be fine into this matchup. I'm not 100% sure. Like our like Filthy Gamer Weave's hand is actually just stacked right now.
So the one thing you have to watch out for though is this Shen lining up with the second Soul Harvest in hand. And what's nice is Filthy Gamer Weave also gets the read, but there's no Quietus in hand.
That is true.
Which is, yeah, but like, you also just run out this blocking Badger Bear, and like I was saying earlier, 4 health is just unkillable.
It really is.
Go next, honestly.
No flock.
Exactly, no flock. We've got flock at home, and it costs 2 mana.
We have flock at home and it costs 2 mana.
That doesn't actually work, but Soul Harvest, it's like instead of damaging, you have to freeze.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But yeah, we have this yeah, like
we're
if
just
only Filthy Gamer we can find a form up for this Shen, and you'd be golden.
yeah, for real. We're just gonna see second blocking Badger Bear just get dropped now. I think.
I think we
No.
burn mana. We burn 1 mana against 3. That sounds great to me. See, you have to think like a control player, and you see mana burn, you just go ooga booga and click pass.
So the Shen comes down. We're gonna
All
see. We're gonna see the second Soul Harvest come down now.
So the thing is, if Soul Harvest comes down, we still get like a nasty. You can single combat and push 9 damage, which is almost forcing out a freeze. Like, this isn't that bad.
Yeah, it really isn't. Like Filthy Gamer Weave's in a very good position right now.
Filthy Gamer Week or Loser Beam can play Fury of the North. Or not. Yeah, this is like a.
I don't think.
We have like Jarvan coming down a few turns, so like Filthy Gamer Week has like, yeah, this tapping out of Ruination, Jarvan coming down. Ash is fine, but it just dies to Jarvan. This is looking a little doomed. We even see All-Speed Oracle. This can just shut out, you know, Ruination, Arrowing, all that goodness.
Just play All-Seeing Oracle now, right? Yeah. And we get the ruination too. Ooh.
I'm not even sure if it's ruination at this point because like we're just open attacking, right?
Yeah, it's just vengeance. It's just vengeance, honestly.
Could we get a mouse over to see what that is?
It is vengeance, yeah. Loser Beam's in a really rough position right now.
Yeah, we just ran out this second green blade and like, oh, this is really rough.
So like we just trade down, right?
We can only trade out one thing, unfortunately.
No, we
So
can trade
on.
we can trade two things. We can trade our 3/2 into the Ash and our blocking Badger Bear.
My brother in Christ, what does the text on Ash say?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're still trading down the Ash at least, and we're still trading the our third one.
Which, like, I think this is really nice because even though we could get a free kill on Ash next turn with the Jarvan, this is stopping a flash freeze. So like, if we're open attacking with our Jarvan next turn, just having an Ash in hand is kind of bricky. So we kill the 4/4. We can challenge. We're forcing this Three Sisters out of hand.
Yes.
Oh, second Shen, just because, you know, you deserve it.
So Loser Beam has one turn left to do what he needs to do, but is one turn even enough?
I mean, there's still a harrowing in hand, right? And, you know, at this point, he might just have to take the gamble that All-Seeing Oracle did not hit harrowing.
But even if he just rips a harrowing next turn, where he's still tapped out under everything, we just are able to redevelop our board.
Yeah, I think, what was that? Ash is at 3, attacking into 4. No. Yeah.
We see Rekindler coming down, bringing down the Ash. So this Ash is flipping right now, right?
No, 1 off, I think.
No, yeah.
Because we saw the Prime thing at 3 attack.
I walk this space between worlds.
That just shuts down the whole attack. There's no freeze in hand, and you just get to call the bluff because you have barrier.
Yeah, this is
Wait. Hold on, I'm cooking. Lizard Beam can Soul Cleave? Yeah.
Oh, I love this line. I love this line a lot.
Okay. I think this is... this might still be fine, but it's definitely very scary.
We're losing one Ash here.
Wait, no. There's only 2 blockers.
Wait.
You can block 12 damage, you're still taking 18. Oh my god.
Wait.
This is 18 damage.
There is no dispute.
Yeah, okay, sure. But that was game 2. Congrats to RPG. Call it a wrap. Holy cow. I mean, better player, I suppose.
I'm lost for words right now.
I gotta respect Ash a bit more than I have been, I guess. That was... wow, just out of nowhere.
Wow. I'm actually gonna eat my words when I say this. I honestly thought Zombie Ash was just like a weird brew that somebody made, that it wasn't gonna catch any popularity, but oh my gosh, after seeing that game, it just like...
I will say,
it opened my eyes to it.
2 of Rekindler into 1 of Soul Cleave. So, you know, it's not super reliable. But
Yeah.
so that was definitely an out though. Wow.
That's absolutely crazy. I did not see that line at all.
Yeah.
Daunted, such a tale of woe. Not too long ago, this village was a golden scene of hope. Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace. Restore our Gloria to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to order. I am the light bringer. Fellow warriors, I ask you, should my campaign come to an end, there's way more to avenge. Oh, 15 million souls living in this realm without much hope. Not too long ago, this kingdom was a golden state of hope. Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace. Restore our Gloria to live forever. Bring down the dark regime. I know how to unleash eternal power. Lead us to order. I am the light bringer.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Ages Esports Hearth of the Huntress League round of 16. We just watched a loser beam take out Filthy Gamer Weave. So now RPG is 1-0 into this set already, Fansora. How are you feeling about it so far?
I'm feeling pretty good. Those were very close games. Like, obviously it was a 2-0, but I don't think that properly reflects how close those games were. You know, Filthy Game was like, half a turn away from just flipping both of those. It feels like.
It's absolutely crazy, especially with that just last line of just seeing Rekindler just being regenerated being generated by Soul Cleave, or not generated, killed and revived by Soul Cleave, and bringing back 2 ashes and just being able to seal the deal on that. It was absolutely nuts.
Yeah, that felt very fair, honestly.
Yeah. So going into this next match, we have James coming up right now. Let's go ahead and go on to his decks real quick.
Yeah, Karma's set to start us off. This is, it's been a classic. It's, come in and out. Not quite as powerful now that coins are focus speed instead of burst, but it's still, the same core. Just stall until turn 10, and then turn 10 says win the game, which is, pretty convenient to have on a card.
Absolutely. And honestly, I haven't seen a lot of people run Stagehand in this deck.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably just for an anti-aggro tech. This deck can fold to early aggression, and so having just a 2-for-1 now that we don't have, well, it's rotated and we don't have the right regions for Arachnoid Sentry, Stagehand is a good stopgap.
Yeah, agreed. But other than that, this just looks like a very standard Karma set deck.
Yeah, and we do see the Aftershock, which can be a bit brutal if we see this play into the Vaults of Helia deck.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on to deck 2, we have James's Fist Samira deck.
Ooh.
The deck
this is very unit heavy for Fist Samira.
This seems like normal for Fist Samira to me.
It's so okay. I've personally dropped the Infernus for I have not Boros. Which is like, I feel like the Infernus is probably actually gonna be better in these matchups in particular, where like you're running against triple SI control, you want some of the longevity that Inferno has. So it looks like a good choice for these specific matchups.
Yeah, for sure. The only thing I would say like is not great is like I find myself in awkward positions when you're against like SI matchups and you just drop an Inferno and then, oh hey, Quietus, I just spent 4 mana and now you're just spending a 1 mana card to burn.
That's why you don't drop it on 4, you drop it on 5. So you play all out, you play Swindle, you play everything.
I understand why. It's just like you run into those awkward moments is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, which is why I think it's not necessarily the best thing in general, but yeah. If you're running, it's like, I think this will be getting into like Heimer Jace, I would imagine, when like they're removing all your non-fizz elusives and Samira, and then Inferno can just give you a nice hand refill on turn like 7.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, this is just basically a budget Go Fish deck, a Fizz TF Go Fish deck.
It's just budget Fizz Samira.
It's not. It kind of like blows my mind how much this deck has like changed. Like we were on like Fizz Samira was just originally an aggro deck, and now we were on monkeys, and now we're just completely swapping this entire deck out for elusives now.
I don't know about you. I always saw it as a combo deck.
It's gone both ways. Like
aggro combo.
It has the flexibility to do both.
Exactly.
That's what's very interesting to me about this deck.
But yeah, no more monkeys jumping on the bed, unfortunately.
Moving on to deck 3, James has decided to bring Jinx Returno Wrench.
I feel like we've talked a lot about the wonders of Returno Wrench on this deck. Maybe that's with 0, but either way, it's a Jinx deck. Oh, we see Sneezy Bagel Dust. That's a new spice that I don't think I've seen in these decks before.
The only units we're really generating though are just Chompers and whatever max speed generate off of Squeaker and Scrap Heap, and Jury Rig too, I guess. Jury
Rig too,
and also our one of Parts Made Whole too.
Right. You can't discount that.
Yeah, you can't discount that either.
I can see it as being like decent top end though. Just if you want to like trade down efficiently, it can work. But in the end of the day, it's a Jinx deck. If you can get your hand empty and the Jinx on the board, and you have Return a Wrench and Parts Made Whole and all that, you can just start just cycling through burn like nobody's business.
For sure. I've also seen a lot of people bouncing back and forth with like opting in for Cannon and just swapping out more fodder into this deck, like with Yordle Squire.
Or even like Teemo sometimes, just as a elusive unit.
I haven't seen Teemo in this deck at all, honestly.
Jinx Teemo? I think it's the same deck, just Teemo, because it's a 1-drop elusive.
That is a possibility.
Maybe who knows? Anyway, getting into the bans. Let me see what the stats say. It's by the numbers. It says Heimer Jace is the hardest matchup for James.
Yeah, I 100% can agree with that. Heimer Jace is basically the one that is able to stall us out the most.
And then aside from that, I feel like, you know, Ionia control is historically just really good against these, you know, or Ionia combo control is really good against these like mid-range control decks that we see on the side of Loser Beam. So like even though like the 2 aggro decks can definitely get off really fast, I feel like if you can stem the bleeding against the aggro decks, you can have game. Against Karma, you just gotta pray.
Yeah, I think honestly with Loser Beam, we're just banning the Karma, right? We just have to.
Yeah. And like, you know, both of these decks, the remaining 2 decks, Fizzmere and Jinx, they definitely have a fail rate, unfortunately. Where sometimes you just lose to yourself. And that's kind of what you have to hope, that you have just a bit of breathing room to start setting up the powerful engines you have in Ashe or in Vaults.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, like Ashe does get through both of these decks. Unfortunately, I've run into like both these matchups on ladder, and I just like find myself struggling to be able to get through this Ashe deck with Fizzmere or just Jinx.
I don't know, Hirsch. The numbers just say get good, and your favorite 70, but
just if you're able to just to get your rim things on the board early and just control the board early, you're just if you make it past turn 5 or 6, you're pretty much you can run away with the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of, I feel like with this sort of matchup, it's as Jinx, you want to try to get as much chip damage as you can by turn 4. Once it hits like turn 4, turn 5, you're unlikely to be doing damage over the board. So you just have to get there with, you know, a bunch of wide X1s, your Returner Wrench impact, and Ashe can't keep up in those early turns. But then once you get to like turn 5, you're all in on the burn game plan with Jinx, with blowback and the like.
But yeah, we see. I'm just waiting on these players to send me their bans right now.
Yeah, it's a really interesting tournament, like with all these team play, and like, you know, Hirsch, if I wanted to play in a tournament like this, where could I go to? If there's anywhere in the world that I could go to, where should I go?
Well, let me point out something to you, Mr. Fansor. You see above our logo right there, there's another logo on there. Can you tell me what that says?
It's hard to make out, but I think it says community gaming.
That is right, Fansor. The Aegis Esports Heart of the Huntress League is brought to you in part by Community Gaming. Community Gaming is an all-in-one tournament platform that helps supercharge events of all levels, from community grassroots to tier 1 professional events. Experience it for yourself. Start playing and earning at communitygaming.io today.
Oh, it sounds like a great time, Hirsch.
It sounds like a fantastic time to me, and honestly, thank you, Community Gaming, for all that you do for pretty much everybody in the grassroots. Without your help helping just these local tournaments, we don't know where a lot of these tournaments would be. So, getting back into our game right now, we see that Loser Beam has decided to ban the Karma set, which was expected here.
It's, you know, the tell us time, Ionia versus SI. Still waiting on the ban for James, but I feel like it's, yep, there it is.
Yeah, it is the Heimer Jace ban.
It's just like the removal suite is a bit too much, and out of all these decks, it's the only one that can generate elusive blockers for Fizzmere. Yeah.
Yeah, now we're just waiting on these players to get in the game right now. I I probably already know the answer to this question because nobody ever likes to elaborate with me for just the fun of the content. But I'm gonna try it anyways. Fansora, what do you think people are gonna be queuing up first?
Oh goodness. See, we've talked about this before.
I know we've talked about this multiple times.
I ascribe to the coin flip philosophy. So let me flip a few coins real quick.
Flip like 6 coins for me. I honestly think that James won.
All right.
Honestly, if we queue up the Jinx deck first, I honestly think that's like our best chance of like getting through Nasus right now. Like, I feel like,
please. That's not how it works, though.
I understand, but you kind of have to like mind game these players. You have to completely control their mind. I want you to play this deck first, so I can just farm you.
How do you mind game a coin?
It's very easy. You just used a weighted coin.
Yeah. Here, loser beam. Here's a weighted coin for you. Please flip it inside your deck. Please and thank you.
But if James does get through this matchup right now, I think
he's got decent odds. He's got really good odds to get through this.
Yeah, he's got really good odds to get through this, and I think he has good odds into. I have to pull up the lineup again to see which player is playing who again.
Yeah, so there's Chekhov with Alawi Swain, Heimer Jason, Timo Tristana, Bilgewater, I believe.
Yes.
And I think, and the other one is Card Gamer on Jin Nora, Jinx Cannon, and Jax Timo.
Yeah, so I feel like James has game into Chekhov's lineup as well.
Yeah. It looks like it's about even to Chekhov, but I think, just a guess, I think RPG would probably send in Card Gamer for their 65-35 matchup.
I just also want to point out, I was right, James picked the Jinx deck first.
Oh yeah, okay. Look, a broken clock is right twice a day.
What do you mean?
Anyway.
Anyways, James on
getting you. Go ahead.
I hope this is a pre-mull because like I don't want to see this Sneezy or this Lightning Rush in hand. I'm fine with everything else. Okay. Thank you, James.
This is much better.
This is way better now.
Yeah.
And honestly, Loser Beam's hand is looking kind of rough right now.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how quickly he was able to turn around those, late game turns, but Jinx is a lot faster of a deck. He's not gonna have the time to do all that.
And our Chime hit the Squeaker too. Oh man. So we're just gonna see Squeaker come down now.
Probably.
Ooh, I like Bouncer.
Okay, Bouncer, I guess. Oh no, Bouncer is super wide. Yeah.
Yeah, we just have to go super wide and just like kind of just mark everybody right now.
Mm-hmm.
Scrap Heap coming down to bring back our Flame Choppers. Smash and dash! But we can't play it right now, but we're still gonna play Bouncer and Bolt on top of that right now.
It's probably Smash and Dash. Like I said, 4 health, it's a lot of health.
It is.
Oh, loser he can't deal with Squeaker. Like, there's literally nothing to do. You can Rhyme Fang Squeaker.
Yeah. This kind of does put a little bit of a damper on our plan right now.
I forgot that's a 2-4, not a 1-4. Yeah, this is only pushing 4 damage here, which isn't quite enough. But like, it's still kind of good for James though, because of how much he's putting Loser in an awkward position. He couldn't Quietus. The fact that he's forcing out the Rhyme Fang right now, save that much health, means that there's no Quietus to kill the Squeaker. So like, we're gonna see 6 wide to Sneezy this next turn. Smash and Dash, Sonnet Urchin, Sneezy.
Am I just Am I just like gonna eat my words and just like realize that Sneezy might be actually good in this deck?
No, dude, you have to play Smash and Dash first to block the 2-4. Or you could at least trade the Squeaker or threaten to. It makes losing second guess, but either way.
Yeah.
No blocks, big attack.
I don't know why we didn't block. I'm very confused. Like we had nothing to really worry about.
Loser only has mana for a single freeze, and that's the entire turn. Hold the 3/4. Yeah. This is quite nearly game.
Yeah, this is almost lethal here. But we're losing
Yeah.
we're losing 8 damage here.
That's true, but like loser has to like present lethal quickly enough, which I don't think is happening. Like, here's the thing, like, because of how fast and wide this deck goes for James, he's just constantly putting loser in very bad positions where he's forcing out cards like freezes, and it's just stifling all the development he can have. I wonder what loser's thinking about. It's probably just whether the 3 sisters or the second Ash.
You burn 3 sisters 100%. Like, we have to preserve this Ash, right?
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
The Ash.
I guess we don't.
I think it depends how quickly you think you're going to win the game, right? Because if you think that you need to survive the next attack turn from James, then you need the 3 sisters. But that would have been a leveled Ash. Not quite enough, unfortunately.
Trying to like see this line here.
This is getting a little scary though for James actually. Look, okay, don't block. There you go.
You see Smash and Dash getting off the board right now, going to be able to preserve a little bit of damage here now.
Yeah, so here's the idea with the keeping the 3 sisters is that
Oh, we just have lethal now. Unless like we just work 3 it feels bad, but we're either having to force a vengeance out here or we are wasting a frostbite.
no, but loser's fine with that because of the harrowing's in hand. Does James have lethal?
Let's see, we're pushing 2 damage here. We have 2, 4.
He is 1 off.
5.
Wait,
Yeah, we are 1 off.
I don't know about the fast though. Okay, but yeah. Wait, no, this is still fine because
No, this is just game. There's no way out of here. We're only pushing.
it's not game. Loser has to commit the harrowing, and now it's game. Because otherwise, James had a kill with blowback and mystic shot, killing both of them because loser used the 3 sisters.
That is true. Yes. Wow.
He has kills on both. Uh-huh. Loser needs to glimpse into units to block with. With the... Let's see.
Okay, we got 2 units to block with now.
So now, I believe James is just 1 off? Oh, this is very close. I think James still needs to draw Burn, because loser still gets to play Soul Harvest, play Ash, have Vengeance backup.
Well, if we can't draw burn, we have to draw fodder, right?
No, we're always getting something back from this 1/1.
My aim is true.
The only way we're not getting back something from this 1/1 is if loser has another freeze.
I will unite the Freljord.
Because loser probably can't afford to let this impact happen.
So we see the Soulfires come down on the Zonite Urchin. Boom, 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 coming up. Crystal Arrow. Yeah, we have the Crystal Arrow here. It's... I think
James needs to draw a fast speed spell. It's very close. I think Loser's contemplating vengeancing this 1/1. Because, like, you know if that's a blowback, yeah, you can't afford to take the 1 damage.
Yeah, it feels like really bad here, but like I agree.
With James's current hand, it technically doesn't matter for the breakpoints. Piercing Darkness. Oh.
Wait, no. James has lethal next turn.
He's not gonna have an action next turn.
Oh wait, never mind. It was his token. I'm sorry.
James needs to draw a blowback or a mystic shot to win.
Yes. Wizard Beam just playing the Crystal Arrow just to get the free draw here. We have a Ceaseless Sentry now. You just play it just to guarantee, right?
Yeah, I guess because you're always guaranteeing with or you're not necessarily guaranteeing with the Ash. Although I think the only way that Ash dies is if James had lethal. Oh, Jinx one turn.
Yeah, so Loser Beam takes game 1 against James. Honestly, that was a really close match.
Yeah.
Jeez. Like we're gonna be in for like a bunch of close matches today. It's gonna actually be really crazy.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, like, all these players haven't gotten here. They're all good players at a baseline. And it's just those small differences and, you know, deck construction, lineup construction. It's all these small things are eking out a few points here and there, just enough to flip matches.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, James also had a lightning rush for outs. Wow.
So we see the Histamir against the Vaults deck now.
Yeah, we'll see if Histamir can race down in time. It certainly can. Loser has the Vaults in hand. That's... Yeah. Ooh, that's not what you want to see on the side of Loser, though. Second Vaults.
Not at all. Second Vaults with a Castigate and a Rekindler.
James has like a decent curve into turn 3. Barb Chain really good to start refilling his hand. Yeah, just
coming down. Generating James's favorite card, Ransom Riches.
Wait, why does he like that card?
Because he likes just randomly generating a cool unit. Like a while ago, he was with that one of Rearguard tech on Pirates. He was also on a one of Ransom Riches as well.
Don't say that. That hurts to hear.
That was a long time ago, though.
Oh, this is a blowout here, though.
Yeah, we see the Quietus come out. I'll out with the answer right now, just to deny the Quietus now. Pushing 7 damage to face right now. We can swing with the Coral Creatures too. I think swinging with Coral Creatures is completely fine to do.
Oh, this is actually gonna be brutal if James has this parley in response to Loser's Vault. Loser has 3 Vaults in hand.
Dude, you know what? He doesn't have to worry about drawing Vaults now.
Game over. This is absolutely game over.
This is just it.
Holy. Okay, the question is James just gonna play Ransom Riches because it's Ransom Riches?
No.
Not yet. No, hear me out.
What are we vaulting? We're just gonna...
There's no 3 drops. It literally just doesn't do anything. But it asserts dominance. Oh, that's... I told you it was Versus.
Yeah, we see the Ransom Riches come.
Wait, now we can vault our Vagabond into Inferna into Shelly.
Oh my gosh. Big brain.
Okay.
So we see Forsaken Bakai come down, pulling another Nasus, a Forsaken Bakai, and a Hate Spike. Nothing, like these are cards you don't want to see right now. I mean, probably you just take the Hate Spike just because you need to try to live one more turn.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think we play Hate Spike and then you play Vagar and then that becomes a Rampage Bakai and you just kind of cross your fingers and hope that James can have 2 pings out of a deck that runs like 20 pings. James, play your card draw. Please.
I think he just wants to see what he has because we do have Castigate still available. Now we don't.
Yeah, but just like, I don't think you care about Castigate. First of all, you can't do anything about it, but like, just Barb Chain, if you draw any other ping in your deck and you run another 20, you just get to warning shot ping and you win.
We see our Vigar go away just for the rampaging Mikai now.
Okay.
Only pushing 1 damage here. I think honestly James is kind of just being able to run away with this game right now, but now he has to play around. Actually, you know what? I lied. Just because we're just holding up Castigate, man, we have to play it safe.
Yeah, how many Castigate does he have?
It's 1.
It's just one of you could call the bluff. Okay, there we go. Now it's game.
Yeah, now it's lethal. Now we have lethal.
Making heads turn and roll.
So we're gonna see, what was the last deck? Jinx try to take on. That should be good too. It's gotta be like similar vibes to what we're seeing here. Just you go wide, go fast. Your opponent draws 3 vaults and you win the game.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good strategy.
James has to just shuffle Loser Beam's deck into drawing 3 vaults again.
Yeah.
Super easy ass to do.
Mm-hmm.
Loser Beam trying to find his out, but not realizing that James is holding on to a warning shot, and the game is just over now.
I don't know if Loser Beam's doing that because like I don't see any remote out of the hand. I think it's just. Oh no! I guess he doesn't know about the warning shot in James's hand.
Yeah, he doesn't know about the warning shot in James's hand. Now James is able to just.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he could just be like, you know, mentally refreshing for next game and just like going over the lines, using the extra time. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll timer stall a bit for just going through deck list, you know?
Yeah. So now we're gonna see the Jinx return our wrench deck versus Vault's Nasus. It's definitely going to be interesting if James is able to get a fast hand again, and like we said, if Loser is just bricking again, it's going to be a complete runaway for James.
And honestly, I think the Sneezy Pickle Dust might be even better here than the other one, just because Nasus runs even fewer units and they kill their own units half the time.
Yeah. And we see a pre-mold or a post-mold hand from Loser Beam right now with just a Ceaseless Sentry and just 2 Destined Adas and a Vigar, man. It's looking pretty rough.
The Soul Harvest is not the worst.
Soul Harvest will. Oh, and we draw Rekindler. Like we're
it's Bouncer again? Or is it the Shadow? Yeah, Bouncer.
Yeah, it has to be Bouncer. We don't want to play high cost low damage units with Soul Harvest running around.
Ooh, okay, I think I'm going to pass and wait for Sneezy. I'm not sure if that 2 damage right there is a huge deal, but
we're only on 2 copies of Sneezy, so I think that's going to be like a tough ask.
Yeah, but like I'm not sure if that losing our Chompers was necessarily worth 2 damage. Because you see, it can be worth 3 damage right here. Soul Harvest comes down on one of these, and then you pull the other one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm okay with this. I like this. Just denying the vaults stacking right now.
Yeah.
Delay it even further. And we draw a Nasus! James is literally cheating. He's stacking Loser Beam's deck right now. Another vault! What is going on?
So the one scary thing is you don't want this Vagar's Darkness stacking up to kill your Jinx, but it's also not a good. Ooh. Oh no, James just sees the line. We're leveling Jinx next turn. We're playing Jinx, we're playing Rummage, we're getting out of Darkness range, and we're gonna have a decent attack. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh, we can even play Bird first.
Trumpet Tucker. No, we're gonna go for the Salty Spinner, I guess.
Loser just doesn't have plays. Okay, I think James is waiting to see that Darkness come out of the hand, because now killing Jinx is a 6 mana spell. And Loser doesn't actually have a way to kill Jinx at the moment.
I mean, we do with Nasus. Actually, Nasus isn't even big enough. I think we've only slayed we've only slayed 1 unit or 2 units.
That too, but also if it was big enough, James just simply wouldn't attack and get another rocket next turn, so it's all fine.
Actually, no, we slayed 3.
James, it's not big enough. It's not big enough though. Wait, yeah, Nasus literally can't block either of these. It has to trade into Squeaker.
Where is it?
Because Squeaker gets bumped by the rocket. Is there anything that Loser can draw off of this? Loser can draw a hate spike so that he can block Jinx, shoot the Squeaker. But this is just forcing trades here. You can attack with the other one too.
I'm very confused why we're not attacking with our Squeaker.
Okay, James is confused too. Yeah, I should have guessed he has the Nivea emote. That just makes sense for him.
It is James. The Nivea lover himself, James.
That could cost him the game. Hopefully not, but...
Oh, man.
Ooh.
We just let this go through.
You let this go... Oh, wait. Oh. You can't actually... You're 1 off? No, you're 2 off of casting Rocket this turn, unfortunately.
We're fine with not casting Rocket this turn, honestly. Huh?
That was a play?
I'm very confused at this line.
Mr. James, sir.
I'm very confused at this line.
Do enlighten me of the ways of space poggers.
This is not the way of space poggers. This is just the way of James. This is completely different.
No, you're right. This is specifically the way of James.
Yes, this is James's lines. This is James' way of playing.
Yeah, you know what would have been really cool? Is if Loser had 5 less health or this Nasus wasn't here. Those would be really cool things to happen.
Yeah.
Less thinking, more pew
But hey, on the upside, we have a 6-3 Squeaker.
But this Squeaker's gonna become a 5-2 again.
Okay.
Took a
Well, now Loser just plays vaults and heals with the Nasus. Gets a 4-4 and 11 level Nasus.
I think we're just kind of
Mr. James, sir.
Okay, what's our second Jinx draw? Another Sneezy.
That's, you know, if
It's something.
If we needed anything, I was gonna say another Sneezy Pickle Dust.
I don't see a way out of this for James now.
So, also, I think that was supposed to go on the Chambers, but it doesn't particularly matter. But, I mean, Loser can just stall out, play this Rev negation, stopping the rocket.
We don't even need to, honestly.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to lose to shenanigans, per se.
There are no shenanigans.
There could be shenanigans.
What? Like, we have right of negation to stop the shenanigans, though.
Okay, yes. That may be true. Oh, that's a shame.
And now we're just getting Desinata now, and I think Desinata is, like, high enough that we're actually...
I think we're just getting open attack lethal, is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, RPG is now up 2-0. Can Hawk reverse sweep for Space Poggers?
Is Hawk's lineup favored at all? Hawk is running Team Katana, Alawi Swain, Echo Jinx. I don't think so.
It's like those decks are fine. I don't know if they're necessarily good into all 3 of RPG's lineups.
Yeah. But
it could be a tall order.
Well, we try to recap amongst ourselves, like what exactly happened that match. We're gonna take a quick break, stay tuned. We'll be back with Loser Beam versus Hawk. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to Aegis Esports Hearth of the Huntress League. I almost said Gloria and Navori, but we're no longer in that series or in that season anymore. I'm still Sir Hirsch. I'm still with Fansora. Fansora, you want to give us a quick recap of what happened last game?
It was a brutal loss on the side of James, and that's all I'll say about that.
So right now, it is do or die for TSP. TSP has to send out Hawk as their last player now. Hawk either has to reverse sweep here, or it's just the end of the line for TSP. They just moved down to the consolation bracket.
Yeah, and like honestly, James was TSP's best bet against loser. Hawk's lineup is not favored, so we'll see how that goes. Let's say we get into the decks for Hawk.
Yeah, let's get right into it. Hawk's first deck, one of my favorite decks that I still love seeing to this day, is Teemo Tristana Champion Strength.
Goddamn Demacia CS players.
Demaglio, man. Give me my go wide and let me just punch you straight in the jaw.
Stats are boring.
So with Teemo Tristana, it's just your standard go wide deck. Slam or fill up the entire board, play champion strength, and just pretty much win the game.
Yeah, I am seeing Bandle going to come back. It fell out of favor a bit after it lost Spell Shield, but I'm just guessing that with everything else, dropping down a peg and this deck being basically untouched, 3 impact is no joke.
Yeah, three impact is no joke at all. Impact is just a really cool keyword in my opinion. Just being able to, if you block me, I'm just still going to do damage to your face.
Yeah.
Moving on to the second deck, we have Alawi Swain, which has been around for a while as well. Why don't you take us through this one?
Yeah, I mean, this is your standard, like, Noxus control deck. You have everything else that isn't Ravenous Flock, since that's been rotated. Riptide Rex is like a little cheeky top end. That can really shut out some games against, anything that's not mid-range, basically. But otherwise, you're playing for the early game with like the Tentacle package, and then eventually you get to Swain Lock with Leviathan. Yeah, it's just very solid removal deck.
Yeah, and just one of my favorite techs into this deck. And I wish more people would do of, because it's just yes. I said this last time I was on the desk. I just love Fervor as a card. It opens up so many possibilities for anything.
Yeah, and like also just +6 on Swain that's halfway.
Yeah, it's like watch for idle Fervor that gets you all the way.
Exactly. Well, moving on to the last deck, we have Echo Jinx.
Echo Jinx. Another deck that's been around for a while. Just basically playing the Predict package, trying to flip the Echo, getting your Chrono Breaks. Just being able to cycle through your deck, finding your Chrono Breaks once you flip the Echo, or if you don't find the Echo at all and you're still having the flipped Echo, you still have Voice of the Risen on board to be able to buff your lower end units to be able to come bigger end units. And then we have Jinx to just kind of just round out the entirety of the deck to just basically discard our entire hand and just win off a burn.
Yeah, this deck's always been like not at the forefront, but there's always been wizards out this deck doing well, and people doing well with this deck, and always bringing it to tournaments and just squeaking out wins against these control decks. Heimer Jace just can't necessarily deal with all the rallies that Echo has, and then of course you have the Jinx Burn.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about this deck is it's not your stereotypical straightforward deck. There's just different ways to navigate through this deck, and there's just different possibilities with every predict that you have.
Exactly. This is your standard aggro mid-range combo deck.
And moving on to the ban phase, what do we think? What do we think are going to be the bans here, Fansora?
I feel like there's only one Scorch in Alawi Swain, so Hawk's lineup might struggle against the Nasus Vigor. I think Heimer Jace is probably going to be the one that he has to try to win the most of. But like even Ashe against the Alawi, against the Echo Jinx, even against the team Tristana, those are all pretty brutal. Just with the freezes. So I could see the Ashe ban coming through. But if not that, I'd say it's the Nasus vaults.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the Nasus vaults, man. I think that's what's going to be on the side of Hawk. I don't know, like we've seen instances where just loser just bricks on that deck. He's looking like he's not having favor into this game, but favored into that deck right now. But honestly, there's no way that he like 3 games in a row that he's gonna brick, right? There's no way.
Surely. he won one of those games, you know?
I know he even though he bricked his hand, he still was able to win it.
Yeah.
But on the side of Hawk, I think you're either wanting to ban Echo Jinx or Alawi Swing. Like, I think all of our decks are completely fine in this Teemo Tristana deck.
I feel like, you know, the go wide stats are kind of something we've been seeing these decks struggling with. You know, we saw, you know, Jinx, even though it didn't win against the Nasus for reasons, it still put up a pretty big amount of pressure. And so you might still want to ban these like early go wide decks, since both Nasus and Ashe don't really play units until like turn 3 or 4.
We see the first ban coming through in just a second. We have Teemo Tristana on Hawk.
Yeah, it's just the go wide Demacia, hard to remove stuff. You're just playing units at a more efficient rate than can be removed. Yeah, and we see Nasus come through. Just the Nasus himself, I think, is going to be the problem. Well, there's no good way to stop with that, and even with like the Swain removal, it's a bit too much to deal with all the rekindlers and such.
Yeah, agreed. Like,
so Hirsch, what deck do you think they'll start with?
Honestly, this is a really tough call. Like loser honestly is fine with either of these decks. I think both these decks are going to be able to be Echo Jinx. It's just whether or not you're going to be able to get through Alawi Swain.
If it was me, I would, you know, consult Lincoln, maybe Jefferson, maybe I consult a Washington, perhaps.
No way. You have access to ask these presidents?
Yeah, that's it's just a couple coins in my pocket.
They can talk to you?
They can say heads or tails pretty well. Not much outside of that though.
You mean they actually speak to you? They actually say, "Oh, heads or tails"?
Yes, specifically those 2 words.
I actually would like to hear this right now.
Sorry, I don't have them on me right now. No.
I feel like you're just lying to me. I feel like you're just gaslighting me right now.
Why would I do that? I'm trustworthy.
Are you?
Am I?
I don't know. You tell me. I feel like you've lied to me before.
No, never. Name one time I've lied to you, Hirsch.
But anyways.
Anyway.
Okay. So like I said, like to these decks, when I'm looking at or sitting in Hawk's position, Shadow Isles is a very scary region for us. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Anything with just that just runs vengeance is just like really scary to like both of these decks. Like it's not as bad. It's not as bad for Echo Jinx because Echo Jinx does have Deny, but still we have other tools to be able to deal with Echo Jinx as well.
Yeah, well, what is scary for Echo Jinx is freezes, because you know the classic way you deal with Echo Jinx is you simply don't kill their units until they commit the rallies. So if you just freeze Echo and don't kill him, he just sits there doing nothing, and eventually you'll kill them with a Harrowing, or even just like Ashlock. Because like even though there's like a red negation, you don't necessarily need your big top end spells. You can just freeze them out.
And moving on in the game, we see Loser Beam queuing up Ashe versus Alawi Swain. And even with this post mulligan hand with 2 brittle steals and a harrowing,
Look, I don't
I
know.
don't think this is the worst. I honestly don't think this hand is that bad.
This is far and away the best hand Losers had all night.
I mean, it's no triple ball. Let me tell you that.
Look, hey, triple balls makes a pretty good poker hand.
Okay, and now it is slowly becoming not a great hand all of a sudden. Oh, and we see the first result coming in. Tron 3 ship.
Let's go, Tron.
Wow, that is absolutely crazy. I honestly expected that match to at least go the full 3-2.
Yeah, I didn't think that'd be a sweep.
Who was their first? Oh, Donut came with the complete sweep there.
Congrats to Donut. You know, Monty and Swiffer doing their best cheerleader impression.
Yeah, man, I'm sure JanSports is happy just taking the back seat. Oh wait, JanSports didn't play this week. Never mind.
No, I was saying the two other people.
BBBBSSS. I think I threw in too many B's, but who cares? They went 3-0 into Lotus Esports. It was a really rough. That's a really rough draw for Lotus Esports, honestly.
Yeah, let's see.
So moving on back. Moving on back to this game, we see the Ashe finally come onto the board with Hawks 3/3 Tentacle, a Mirai Warden, and a Zonite Urchin, top decking a Disintegrate as well. This Ashe does not look like it's going to stick to the board that long.
Also, I blinked. I'm pretty sure Loser just passed and burned 3 mana last turn.
He may have.
Okay, like I said, best hand Losers had all night.
We see Riptide Sermon come down onto this Ashe. We have to glimpse this, right? Like, we have to just try to unbrick this hand.
Yeah, I hate when my hand gets blicked.
Yeah.
Honestly, the worst part here is that this tentacle can't be brittle sealed now. You need to kill it with Vengeance or freeze plus Soul Harvest. So unless Loser has other draws, there's at least 6 damage coming through here.
Like, I'm okay with just burning a Rimfang Warden onto the tentacle here just to get this. Rimfang Warden? Why did I say Rimfang Warden? I'm okay with burning a Rimfang just to get this just to get onto this tentacle.
I feel like you have to. Like, this Swain, you can't stop, unfortunately.
And we also just got another score update. PCP 2-0 into AB's. I am just like losing my.
Just say letters. You'll
ABGPZ. I don't know why I almost said ABZ. I need to go to bed. Oh my god.
All right. PCP versus ABCDEFG. PCP's up 2-0 right now.
A true Freljordian welcome.
We even get a. Okay, this is like slowly turning around for Loser though, because like even if there's a parlay to come down so that swing gets through, you can respond with a Rimefang Ward or Rimefang 4 mana.
No. I started you on this now. ABG PC now 2-0 into TKG washed up. So we see the full swing coming out from Hawk. Gonna be pushing 4 damage.
Yeah. So one scary thing about this, I mean, we do have a second swing in hand, luckily, but yeah, getting in range of that Brittle Steel is a little rough.
Oh wait, now we're just taking out this whole entire board. We're just double quietusing. Quietusing? Is that right? No, we're not quietusing.
Sorry, where do we see the double quietus?
We had another quietus in hand instead of playing.
Oh, okay, they killed the.
Yeah, they killed the tentacle. Why didn't we reset the tentacle?
Because quietus doesn't work like that anymore, as it hasn't.
For no, yeah, I forgot. It has to be a max of 4 health. Or a max of 4.
This looks like just a Swain coming down and problems. What's Swain at right now? This is very important.
Swain is at 9 of 12. It's still not enough.
Well, it's what I'm thinking is that it's one off of flipping with Swain plus Watchful Idol.
But like, this Swain's not going to stick to the board. It's just going to get Vengeance on site.
That's not the worst thing. You're still that's Loser's whole turn. This Harrowing doesn't do anything. This Rekindler you couldn't play if you're playing Vengeance.
Loser's just in a very rough spot right now. We see BKB coming out 2-0 into 2 tall right now. That's honestly a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was gonna say that like this watchful idol, then maybe start there, and then see what loser commits, and decide whether you want to tentacle smash into an open attack or play Swain.
And we now see BKG going 1-1 into Aphrodite Esports beta.
Yeah, this is a tough position for Hawk because like there's decent plays. However, loser does have the right cards in hand to shut down.
Yeah.
You know, the tentacle swing or the Swain swing, and so it just comes down to what are you trying to play around as Hawk.
I'm okay with this.
I understand this. However, I don't know if it's going to work out too great. You are so you like Hawk can just or loser can play the Rhyme Fang pack now. But once again, like Hawk is forcing him to bad positions. Like we've seen this in the previous games against his Ashe. Is if you force him to bad positions, you know, loser doesn't have the mana to cast Soul Harvest, so it's just the freeze and nothing else.
I really like that respectful passive loser game. Just playing around Disintegrate, I do like that a lot. The swing comes down on the floor on the board. He's slamming the table now. Going to get met by a quick vengeance here.
I'm not sure. Like your vengeance basically means that your whole turn.
I mean, we vengeance and we save.
So your vengeance and you're stacking your Rhyme Fang.
Yes, and we're only taking 2 damage.
If you commit Quietus as well, yes.
I wasn't thinking about committing quiet. Yeah, you can commit Quietus.
No, otherwise you're.
I was thinking about committing Brittle Steel.
No, I was just taking issue. Oh, I see with Brittle Steel. Okay.
Just to put more damage on the tentacle.
Well, you Swain first though. Like he's dead anyway, but like, come on. Swain leads the army from the front. Yeah, we're gonna see this vengeance come down the Swain. You kind of, this is forced.
Yeah, there's not much you can really do about this.
Loser does have a leveled Ashe though. That is something.
But are we gonna find our Ashe? Harsh Wind's actually buying us another turn here.
Well, yes, because we have Rekindler. So Rekindler pulls a leveled Ashe, or 4 out of 5 Ashe attacks at the level.
But are we allowed to? I guess we're allowed to do that right now. We are in a spot, but it's going to be really awkward just because we do have Disintegrate on hand, or in hand.
But no way to proc it. Or sure, you can attack and block, but oh no, I guess never mind. You do.
You're able to take this Ashe off the board.
If this Ashe comes down, Hawk has to be heads up to play I have non-cape bars to beat this Quietus though. Because if the Ashe comes down, swings in, tentacles a 0-4, that's just barely in range. But Hawk will always have an action to bump it back up.
Right. Like we just lead with Mariah Warden right now, honestly.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait a minute.
Wow. Okay. You still get to play Mariah Warden. At 8 mana, there's nothing that loses threatening.
And we hit a pigeon. Oh,
Pigeon is
man.
a great hit.
Now we see the Rekindler come down just to generate this Ashe.
You afford to pass here?
You can.
I feel like you do.
You're 100% allowed to afford, or you're 100% allowed to pass here.
The thing is, though, like passing here into your open attack, you're not actually killing because of this Harsh Winds pickup. But like developing in here, there's no good develops. That's fine, I suppose. But
Yeah, I'm okay with getting rid of the totem.
but now we're gonna see this quiet come down on the tentacle because you have to decide between killing Ash or saving your tentacle. That's the one issue with playing Steve's voice here.
I'm okay with killing the Ash.
And also, you've seen two brittle steals, so like you can afford to risk it here, I think.
And we know there's a crystal arrow on top of the deck, so that this is actually lethal now. Because we're able to play I next turn, develop another tentacle.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's exact actually. Oh yeah, there's only two brittle steals, so like Hawk knew that was always going through.
Yeah. The Quietus comes out to reset our tentacle, which is fine.
But yeah, with the crystal armor on top, you're right. This should be guaranteed lethal. With a eye to open.
Does Hawk hit his one up for her? Doesn't matter. We have Levy.
Ooh, Levy 2 to finish it off.
Levy to guarantee the win here. No shenanigans coming from the side of Loser Beam.
Yeah, not even a second freeze would have done it.
No.
Wait, no, we're bad at counting. This is always we needed Leviathan to win. Wait. Oh no.
This is lethal.
Block, freeze. No. Hold on. No, this doesn't work out. Okay. If Hawk plays Levy, Loser has enough mana to Harsh Winds here, play Crystal Arrow, and play Soul Harvest on the Levy. And then gets to Harrowing next turn. Oh no.
Wait.
Oh no.
Wait. You're actually right. Wow. Is this enough to actually hang on though?
With the Harrowing next turn, it very much could be. Loser's getting 2 ashes back. Plus... No, Loser's getting 3 ashes back.
Is it not 2?
Plus...
Oh, wait.
No. Because one died, a second died, and we get Rekindler.
But Rekindler hasn't died yet.
But Rekindler hasn't died yet, you're right, my bad. So it's 2 ashes, at least one, I think it's just 1 Brime Thing Wolf. And then a couple of card draw.
I don't think that's enough. Especially since we have Disintegrate Make It Rain right now.
Yeah, but that's a hell of a gamble.
I mean, it is, but like, I still don't think it's lethal either way. I don't think it's enough.
I'm not sure how big this Shrine Fame pack is. Well, let's see. I don't think Loser has an... Oh, okay.
So we're just wanting to clear the entire board here.
I think Hawk can just block and pass.
I don't think he needs to block. Yeah, he can just block and pass, honestly.
You can maybe even run out to C's voice and you get Swain down, but like, Loser knows Hawk has Swain. Hawk knows Loser knows Hawk has Swain. So like, Hawk knows that Loser's up to something. Like, this is a very suspicious open attack, especially when Loser's been hovering what is very likely a Harrowing. I think Loser's trying to... I think Loser just like hovered the Harrowing, saw, oh, that's not enough. The only out is mind games. That's what he's trying to go for.
I love playing mind games. They're my favorite type of game.
Exactly. Yeah. I think Hawk just gets to pass here, yeah. Loser has to do something. There's already been 2 Brittle Steals. And 1 Harsh Winds. And I think 1 Vengeance committed.
Loser is like legit just clinging for life. That is a big rim thing. Oh my gosh.
But now we have to play Swain. That is a massive prime thing. So, I actually think maybe Heroin could have done it. I think it depends on what his reads are that Hawk has in hand.
Yeah, I think honestly with the big groom thing, like that honestly could have sealed the deal.
I think we gotta send off this Make a Rain Disintegrate right now against the 12-4. No? Okay. But like, we want to hit to kill the 4-1.
Beautiful day for sailing.
And
I like this line a lot. We we can gamble lethal
okay,
here.
no, we're just lethal on board. Okay, there's not enough blockers. Loser has nothing. This is lethal on board, and you have Make It Rain, Riptide Sermon backup.
Come on, take the gamble. Take the gamble. I want to see the gamba.
It's such a bad...
Yes, do it.
Wait, what do you mean? No, this isn't a gamble, right?
No, I wanted to see the Make It Rain rip on the stack. Oh wait, no, this is guaranteed. Now we have Make It Rain lethal.
That's what I was saying. It's like the Make It Rain first. That's a little suspicious. That's a little sus. But oh, the greatest Make It Rain you've ever seen. One target.
Yes.
Parlay step aside.
We don't parlay. What's a parlay? Oh man, that was like.
Loser was very close. Like it was 12 health. No, that was almost death. I think.
Like this set doesn't seem that close because RPG is up 2-0, but like all of these games have been so close.
Yeah, for sure. Echo Jinx now. Yeah, this is definitely seems like it's going to be the harder matchup.
Yeah, for sure.
You just freeze Echo and call it a day. You can just Brittle Steel Echo. That's so brutal.
Ancient prep on one, Forsaken Bakai, Forge Chief, Time Trick, probably the Time Trick.
I think that was Forsaken Bakai, just to smooth out the protect curve.
I mean, either or, right?
Yeah.
Firing Chronomancer gonna hit the drop border, the first drop border of the game, hitting Jinx or Time Trick. That has to be either Time Trick or Skip, right?
Well, let's go. 5 attack open.
We take second Jinx. Interesting.
No, I'm just. This is the one thing that I've never liked about the Jinx Echo deck is that the Echo part wants you to draw cards, and the Jinx part wants you to empty your hand of all cards.
But
and this hand is going to be a little dicey to empty because we'd really like to have still had Red Negation, but it's probably gonna have to be tossed.
BKB coming out 3-0 against Too Tall. Wow.
All right, who had that on their bingo cards?
I definitely did not. I had Too Tall coming out on that one. You see, the Soul Harp is coming out on the Inspiring Chronomancer right now.
That's probably just to like be more efficient on mana because like you could still Soul Harvest other bigger things, but for now you just need to be playing stuff, otherwise you're falling too hard behind.
Yeah.
So now is it Echo? No. Yeah, I think it was Clockline. That makes sense. Because Echo's only 3 out of 4. This allows you to like curve a bit better, especially with. Wait, Loser's not passing as a bluff. Loser's passing because he has no plays whatsoever. Oh no.
No, this is a bluff. This is a bluff.
Yeah, but look at his hand.
I see his hand, but this is a bluff.
His hand is just, there's so much air you could fill a whole hot air balloon. Here we go. This is of course why you play Clockling, because if you skip the Echo, you of course get the Echo off of the Clockling, guaranteed, which is rather convenient.
But the question is, which Echo do we pick?
Oh, true. We didn't see that. Can we get a rewind on that? We need to know exactly which Echo that was picked.
I need to know, was it the left or the right one?
Nah. So the one sad thing about Echo, you get the shuffle. However, he is immediately dying to Real Steel plus Quietus, which I suppose is why Hawk doesn't do that and open attacks.
Pushing another 5 damage. Like this.
Death by 1,000 cuts here. Wait, loser still has a kill on Echo with Brittle Steel plus Quietus.
Yeah, Echo getting the flip now.
That's I think it's what Hawk was trying to get underneath, but like.
If it ain't my favorite time traveling genius.
Ooh.
I'd be weirded out if I wasn't.
Do you random negation this?
I would.
I think you maybe random negation this.
Oh.
Okay. No, okay. No. I think it. I think this also makes sense too, because if you just get to play Voice of the Risen, Jinx, and if you get to hold up random negation for the Ruination, then you're like absolutely golden. That'd be Voice of the Risen. And if loser attacks, you just take it. Ooh, Chrono Break though.
I like picking up this Chrono Break right now.
This feels a bit like checkmate here. You just get to play Voice of the Risen, full swing, and then you get to Chrono Break.
We just get rid of one of our drop orders, right?
Or something, it doesn't really matter. Probably drop order. You get to have Renegation backup for the scary spells that loser doesn't have. And you get to have Renegation because you got Chrono Break off of the Clockling. You get to have both as... You can play both of them. Yeah, this is probably a Chrono Break turn. Everything except the drop order trades in with loser's board. You can't afford to kill this Voice of the Risen until after combat, but you don't actually have a way to do that either if you are stopping with Harsh Winds here. So, this might be game. Just, you have the swing here, and then no matter what happens, you're probably lethal with the 2 Clocklings.
One thing, I don't know, when we predicted Chrono Break, did we snap pick that or did we hesitate for a bit? Because if we snap picked it, that gives loser the read that we do have Chrono Break.
Yeah, no idea. Like that said, I'm not sure exactly what loser has stopped this.
Like we can't Harsh Winds here because we're still just losing our entire board here.
Yeah. Also, I think Hawk swung the Voice of the Risen. Maybe he's trying to...
He's bluffing that he doesn't have Chrono Break.
Yeah, that must be it. But like, loser has to commit at least 1 freeze because with 2 Clocklings, you're not allowed to go down to 2 against this.
Yeah, no.
If a Vengeance comes through, yeah. So the Harshman does come through. You still have to block these, probably with your 4/4s, not the Overwhelm ones.
So I don't think we play Chrono Break this turn, honestly. Because there's no reason to. Chrono Break does nothing for us. The only thing it does for us is allow us to trim this board down, but I don't think we care at this point.
Yeah, you're only pushing 4 damage. I think you just get to play another Voice of the Risen, and if you have double voices, Chrono Break and Red Negation backup. And then loser hasn't played an Ash yet, right? So this Rekindler's just a 7 mana 4/4.
Correct.
This looks like it could be game. Is Hawk the savior that Team Space Poggers needs to get back into this?
I am not counting Loser Beam out because he is literally pulled a line out of his magical bag of tricks that just wins him the game somehow that we never see.
Yes, but I just see Hawk's hand over here and it looks like he's cheating. So,
I mean, we thought James was cheating. by by stacking loser's deck, but
True. I did forget about that. I mean, this has got to be game, right?
yeah,
Play second voices.
in the Chrono Break now.
He gets a Chrono Break and have Red Mitigation backup. For 5 mana, there's nothing they can have. He has to have Harsh Winds to deal with 2 Clocklings.
Just you and me, Fishbones.
Wait,
I mean, you can also just do it next turn. This is still fine. Everything's winning. Everything's winning, Hirsch.
everything is still winning. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. This is game here,
Man, I'm good.
right? I'll say Wisconsin. No, you can kill the. Oh, you can kill both of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's game. Oh. It'd be really funny if you just let that go through in Chrono Break, though.
So now Hawk has secured or has taken Luger out of the game. He has secured 1 win for TSP. Now we are going into game 4 of the, or not game 4, set 4 of this 5-set series now. So with that, who do you think RPG is sending in next? My guess is they're sending in Card Gamer.
Wait, wasn't it Chekhov?
No, I think we said that Chekhov has game into Hawk.
Yeah, so they'll send in Chekhov next.
Or not,
Okay.
not into Hawk. I'm sorry. I think.
Okay. Do tiebreakers matter? Do your actual record matter? Because technically, it doesn't actually matter who they send in next. It just matters how long they send in, depending on what time they go to bed tonight. Because
So you're saying RPG might want to play a mental game and might want to drain Hawk.
if they want, they can do that. But like in terms of overall winning for the whole set, it doesn't actually matter because Hawk always has to reverse sweep, right?
Yes.
So it doesn't matter who he plays first. So yeah, it's up to RPG.
Yeah. With that,
But yeah.
with that, we'll send it to a quick break. Sit tight. We got some more banger matchups for you tonight. I'm excited. I don't know about you, Fansora.
Very much. That was Hawk's hardest matchup. I
It
think.
was.
So it's going to be like a bunch of 250-50s that Hawk has to win, basically.
Exactly. All right. With that, we'll send it to a quick break. Sit tight. We'll be back in just a flash.
like a bomb squad.
Welcome back, everybody, to Ages Esports Hearth of the Huntress League round of 16. We just saw Loser Beam lose his chance to sweep. So now we are going to see Card Gamer into Hawk, Fansora.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how well Hawk can do. Like, it's all riding on him for Team Space Poggers. I think he has a solid chance. Loser was definitely the hardest matchup, and he pulled it out 2-0.
I think if Hawk is able to get through Card Gamer here, it is going to be a coin flip into Chekhov, because it's just going to be a draw diff, because they're running very similar lineups.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that one's very much steady. Even against Card Gamer, overall, it's a fairly close. Like Hawk, I think, has a slight edge against Card Gamer, but yeah, it's definitely going to be very close matches. As honestly, all these matches have been feeling very close.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get right into these decks. I want to get into this match as soon as possible. So first off, we have Card Gamer's Jin Nora list. Why don't you take this one, Fansora?
I've been playing a lot of Jin Nora in like gauntlets and such, and I've been really enjoying this as a control deck that has really good mid-game aggression or stalling, as well as the like Riptide Rex, doubling that with Condense. It's cathartic just seeing the stack fill up with 9 different spells and saying, oh, cute red negation you have there. It'd be a shame if you couldn't cast it. So, yeah, this is, and of course, like Broadmain, this is way more exciting than the old Broadmain decks where you had no win cons. This deck actually has win cons, which is quite nice.
Yeah, I agree. Just filling up the stack is just like so disheartening when you're on the other side of it.
It's like disheartening, but it's also something that like you don't want to like. I don't want to like take too much agency away, and like it is something you want to set up and try to set up your hand. Like, oh, do I need to wait until I draw into Jin because they have a like Avenging Messiah or a Brave Negation? Can I force it out earlier? So like, it feels bad, but it's something like you as the Jin Nora player are actively playing towards if you need to.
Mm-hmm. Moving on to Card Gamer's second deck, we have Jinx Cannon. One of the lists that I was talking about earlier, Card Gamer has opted into the Cannon with Yordle Squire and just actually wait, we're running Arena Promoter. That's spicy. I like that a lot.
I mean, this thing is we're also running one of Time Winder for the mirror, I suppose.
Yeah,
niche use.
I've run into Floppy playing this exact same deck multiple or on ladder and in Gauntlet, and just seeing the one of Time Winder come out, it sneaks up on you. You kind of just like forget about it until it's actually in your face.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look forward to seeing it, flip a matchup later. But yeah, finally we have Jax Teemo. I think we saw this deck pop up. This deck has popped up, I think, last week into this week. Fairly recent. It's kind of your way to run a second Jinx Cannon deck, is the way I see it. You just have a bunch of Weapon Masters to make up the difference.
Yeah, do you know who was the one that brewed this deck?
No idea.
I'm not sure. I think Infinity brewed this deck. Don't quote me on that. I just like randomly Infinity just said, "Hey, I found this really cool deck to me, or I made this really cool deck," and just showed me. And honestly, I was very fond of it, but I was like not sure if it was really good or not. But now that like I'm seeing RPG playing this deck, it's making me change my thoughts about it.
RPG seal of approval.
Yeah, if RPG's playing it, it must be good, right?
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it's just really good as a mirror breaker with the innovative blacksmith. You just simply out heal all their damage.
Yeah.
And then you're a little bit bigger, and you can go just as wide.
Yeah, and just the fact that we're able to just run mecha Yordles with weapons at all as well is just like really scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on to the band phase, we see the full lineup here. What do we think is going to be banned, Fansora?
I think it might be the Jax Teemo deck for Hawk. Like the Jinx. Yeah, the Jinx Cannon. You can get there with like most of your board-based decks. You can stall on a little bit. That should be fine. The Jin Nora is the other one's a little scary, but I think you simply go wider and race them to their Broadmain lockout turn. So I'm thinking the Jax Teemo.
I'm thinking Hawk or Card Gamer wants to ban Alawi Swain here. Because like that's the only control-y deck that's able to really handle all of our boards.
It could also be the Tristana Teemo. Like that seemed very rough for Jin Nora to deal with. And sometimes you can simply have a bigger board than them and beat out like the Jinx Cannon, for instance.
Yeah, for sure. We see Alawi Swing come out on the side of Hawk. Sorry, I need to take a second and breathe. So yeah, Card Gamer bans Swain Alawi. I'm honestly not surprised by this.
It makes sense.
Yeah. I honestly think that Hawk is wanting to ban either Jax Team or the Jin Nora because just those are just two annoying decks. Like I think we can deal with Jinx Cannon fairly easily.
Yeah, there's just no need to ever respect aggro decks. That's what I say.
I literally feel disrespected right now. So you see the Jin Nora
Anyway.
deck come down.
Yeah. I think that one's close. I think you could race the Jin Nora deck, but they definitely have some, annoying breakpoints against your Echo, especially. Even just like Tristana, if they can deal with your DS boards well enough.
All right. Coming to my favorite part, or one of my favorite parts. I keep saying my favorite part, even though like this whole thing is my favorite thing.
But this is your favorite part out of all of it. I know.
No, like everything is my favorite part. Honestly, I think queuing up Trist Teemo champion strength is the right move.
All right, well, I'm gonna
great.
be adversarial. I think Echo Jinx is the right move. Anyone who queues up Teemo Trist first is throwing.
All right, now you're just making fun of me. I don't know if I appreciate this, man. You know what? I'll say it. We're opening up caster applications for Aegis right now. We're in need of a new caster, effective immediately.
All right, bye guys. It's been fun.
No, I'm kidding. I love you, Fizzler.
Love you too. Okay, which one do you think is gonna be the hardest deck to break through for either player?
The hardest deck to break through is going to be Jax Teemo. I think honestly, like Hawk is going to struggle into that deck. But honestly, like I don't know the matchup tables very well. I think maybe Trist Teemo can keep up with Jax.
Okay, well,
and we're actually going to find that out.
Let's see how this goes. Haven't seen the mulligans yet. From the start, Hawk is already looking better.
Yeah, I'm okay with kicking Pytos and Form up here and keeping the rest.
And I don't think Pytos is useful in this matchup particularly.
It's not. I don't think it is. I mean, yeah, I don't think it is. Like we have Pytos for Yordle Squire. That's about it.
Yeah, that makes sense though. For side of Kargrim, just full kicking into a much better hand on his side.
Yeah, we see Teemo come on the board now. And if I've ever learned anything, the moment you drop a Teemo on one and swing, your opponent is already going to draw a top deck of PubCap.
Yeah, like Teemo's a 6/1. It's pretty powerful.
100% of the time. Next time.
Right. You're just... You didn't say it soon enough before we drew the card.
I did. You're right. And we see the Pytos going to come out onto the Yordle Squire now. No, we're just gonna say, oh,
fascinating.
Like, I kind of want to. Like, I know we see card gamers, like we have caster vision on card gamers. I kind of, I kind of him. Yeah, I want to see the Pytos exchange.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree. Hawk's running a lot of things. 2 group shot, 3 Pytos.
Yeah, we're gonna see the Pytos exchange now. Card gamer doesn't have to rip it yet. But
no, you probably wait for the attack because. Yeah, Hawk doesn't have a way to give Teemo a weapon, which I think you could. No, that's the wrong deck.
Ooh, Dune Hopper.
Okay. No, Hawk is on Wandering Shepherd, 2 Wandering Shepherds, so could technically give Teemo a weapon, but doesn't have it in hand.
Yeah.
Dune Hopper mech is
out of all of them
scary card. Honestly.
Out of all the mechs, every time I see a Dune Hopper mech, I'm always picking it. I don't care what else is there. Dune Hopper is by far the most broken mech.
Trumpet Tecker gets me going a bit,
But like Trumpet Tecker has its like places. Like if I don't have a full like at least a 3+ board.
Yeah, in a vacuum, I do not mech definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
When nature calls,
So we see Mare come down. We take the Hook Master. I didn't get a chance to see what the other draws were, but now we see the Pytos come out. just to get this team off the board. We don't want to swing the mare just because we see Perilous Pastry in hand and don't want to trade off. We see Second Squeaker come out. Another Dune Hopper mech.
No, slow down, slow down. I think it's Fury Horn.
It's Crasher.
Yeah.
It's 100% Crasher, but like, how scary would it be just to see two Dune Hopper mechs in my face?
The perfect curve. No way.
It's beautiful.
No one's ever played two Dune Hopper mechs before.
No one has ever done this in the history of Runeterra ever.
Okay. Anyway, we have threes across the board. Ooh.
No way! Aphrodite
There you
Esports Beta 3-1 BKG.
Goodbye, Hirsch's bracket.
You know what?
There goes the whole bracket.
You know, I was hit with doubters and shambles. I bet against BKG. I full sent it with BKG, and now I'm in shambles for full sending BKG. My whole pick'ems is just in shambles now.
Disastrous. Anyway,
It is. Aphrodite Esports Beta coming out 3-0 against BPS. Both Aphrodite teams actually making it into top 8.
Re-owed Bass Pro? No way.
Dude, like
This is
week one of playoffs. Like everything is upside down.
yeah.
This is not upside down. I
don't understand.
I expected PCP to win, but like everything else is upside down. It's like I have no words.
Guys, go a bit easier on your opponents. Don't make it all 3-0s. Come on.
This is like honestly really spicy.
Yeah, softball a few of them first.
Yeah. Anyways, back to where we're at.
Anyway, yeah.
Back to the game that's in front of us. We see Grandfather Fabe get dropped off.
We see. I'm not sure when this happened, but Hawk does have CS in hand now.
Yeah, Hawk drew CS a little bit ago, but I don't think we're ever. Well,
I think turn 7 is possible because you can get this Bandle Gunners down to like 2 or 3 mana, full develop, and you force a bunch of blocks here. Hopefully, don't die to burn. You're at 13, and try to get to CS on your turn 7.
So we have to take this Grandfather Fate off the board. We don't want to see this Hungry Owlcat becoming a 3-1 because it's just going to be extremely annoying to deal with. But first Dune getting dropped. I'm assuming
You're just looking at the arena promoter and saying, yes. That's another Dune Hopper mech.
You gotta be positive, man.
Yeah.
If it's not another Dune Hopper mech, I'm calling rig.
Honestly, another Dune Hopper mech would be a pretty good play here too.
Yeah,
you couldn't play it this turn, unfortunately, but
no, but it would be insane. But Wandering Shepherd comes down with Combat Reel and Upcycled Rake. It's going to be Combat Reel here. Yeah.
Okay. You just need blockers.
Yeah, because there's no, like we're not in a position to really take the Rake, right? We don't really need it.
No, and like we're gonna have a full CS swing soon. You just need things to survive this Dune Hopper mech.
Yeah.
And then you'll win.
I really like the idea of playing Blast Cone Seedling, but we're not going to have the option to do that just yet because Card Gamer is just going to full swing here. Like we're in a very awkward spot on the side of Hawk. Like our hand is never going to get wide enough.
I think Hawk is really happy about this because it means that you get to block with your Mare now if you want to, and still get the you already have the discount. I feel like it's going to almost matter for this Bandle Gunners.
Like, I think we have to keep this Return of Wrench on this Squeaker now, and we just block the unequipped one. Like,
So-
this is a lot of damage coming through right now.
Yeah, this is a lot of damage. Hawk can play the what's the Fisher? What's it called?
Hookmaster?
What's the Hookmaster.
I'm glad I'm not the only one forgetting card names.
Okay, I'll just shut up. Hookmaster into Mana Gunners. But the problem is, like, Kagami has just the right amount of pressure to force off a lot of blocks here to make this champion strength very underwhelming.
Ooh.
And
Is Panda gonna do a whole lot for us? It allows us to block the Fury Horn without any repercussions.
It allows you to kill the Dune Hopper mech.
I mean, yeah, but we have to commit an extra card for that.
That's fine. I don't think you're playing CS next turn anyway. But you do get to have quite a large board.
I don't think we're winning unless we were able to cast CS next turn. Like, I think if we're not able to cast CS next turn, we're kind of just losing.
I'm not sure if it's necessarily the case because you're like slightly ahead on board and card game's going to be out of cards. Oh, he's going to have the Return of Wrench back. You can't afford to let this sit you.
So how much can we afford to block down here? We throw Blast Cone Seedling in front of the Dune Hopper mech that blocks 6 damage. We throw Combat Cook into the Fury Horn Crasher that blocks another 3. I don't like this. Please don't take the unit out. No, I don't.
You can't just take 5. I do.
Like,
no. This is the this is the CS setup. It's not a very good CS actually.
does Lightning Rush do 2 or does it do 3?
This looks like an underwhelming CS. Does what do 2?
Does Lightning Rush do 2 or does it do 3?
It does 2.
So yeah, we can afford to block. Like, with us knowing the hand, we're allowed to do.
That you're for sure killing, you can, but otherwise you're just dead to any impact, like from the Return of Wrench.
But we're winning with CS next turn.
Are we?
Yeah. If we were able to preserve one more unit, I think we are.
Oh, in the other line, sure. I don't think we are, because I think the Dune Hopper mech and the Arena Promoter get to trade off into the Combat Cook and the Shepherd on their first swing. And then you can, like, Lightning Rush as well, stop the attack.
So we can play a Hookmaster here. And we're still able to CS. You have to take Shepherd's Authority.
Oh, the quick attack's useful too.
It is, but if we don't take Shepherd's Authority right now,
Sometimes you're the bait.
So what's the problem with taking Shepherd's Authority or not taking Shepherd's Authority?
Shepherd's Authority, it's gonna force Lightning Rush onto either Mare or Combat Cook here, right?
But like, Lightning Rush is always removing something, right? So I don't think it matters.
It's I guess it really doesn't matter in the end.
I'm liking the quick attack because it means you're forcing 2 blocks that don't trade. And if you Lightning Rush here, that's not the worst, but
that is fair. That is fair.
If they don't have Lightning Rush, then it's like very good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is just like a kind of whatever CS. Because you can Lightning Rush the quick attack. You can block. Once Bouncer and Bolts comes down, you're trading off the whole board basically. Because you can buff Squeaker. So Squeaker and Dune Hopper mech block. And then Bouncer and Bolts blocks over 2 turns. I think this is a losing CS. I think you have to be banking that if you're CSing, you're assuming they don't have a way to kill your quick attack. Because if they can kill your quick attack, you're, I think, dead on board, essentially. Or rather, your whole board's getting traded off. Kargamer's going to swing in with weapons and impact. And you're going to have, yeah. I think pot appearing?
Even I know what I'm cooking up.
I think either way, we're just in a losing position here. We see Innovative Blacksmith get dropped down. Combat Rail or Upcycled Rake? Probably the Combat Rail.
Probably just for the extra damage.
Yeah.
In stats, I don't think you care about the scout.
No. This scout does nothing for us right now. Yeah, I just don't. I don't see a winning line for.
I think no. I think you equip onto like Blast Gun Seedling or something. You equip the either one honestly, but you equip. You try to block down.
Really.
And you try to find. Battle City Mayor's such a good draw here. But also, I think if Card Gamer passes back initiative, I think you might be CSing this turn. Because it means that you're shutting down the attack and you're forcing a bunch of blocks.
I am very shocked we didn't see a fish fight. Oh wait, no, that's not fish fight. That's fish whack. Never mind.
This is a lightning rush. What's he lightning rushing for?
He wants to play another promoter.
But you don't have a good discard. I guess you can bounce the. No, you could. I guess you can. You can bounce the.
I'm okay with bouncing.
One with. You can bounce the one with the weapon back to your hand, and you'll get both of them.
I think we need to though. Like I'm okay with bouncing back an arena promoter and keeping that one on.
Nice. Wait. So okay, this is 2 impacts. Sorry, no, there's only 1 impact right now. Bouncer bolts is 2. Weapon is 3 impacts.
Wait.
This might be a CS.
Yeah, this is the, like we just got the green light to CS right now. This is a really good CS angle for us. This actually can turn the game around.
I don't think Card Gamer can present enough impact damage. Whoa, okay. What's picked up? Trumpet Tiger.
No, that's not Turbo Ticker, that's
Smash and Dash. Wait, now it's
you have to
enough
CS
impact.
now. You have to CS
It has to CS because of the Smash and Dash, and now it's enough impact.
Like if Hawk, if you patch back initiative, you lose. Oh no, Hawk!
Oh, the Smash and Dash.
Alright, and we see this game go and get wrapped up on that play now.
Ooh.
Like, what are we holding CS for? I don't understand.
To try to, because you're not. I think the mindset is you're not killing with CS this turn, but you're making sure you don't die. That's the important part. But I think Hawk's thinking, if I save it to next turn, if I survive to next turn and I cast CS, I'm definitely winning, which is true. But important is you need to survive before then, which you didn't.
If we rip the CS, we just get a complete board clear. We know part of
a number of them were trades, but they were good trades because they're gonna be trading off like Dune Hopper mech. Anyway, let's see Hawk running back the same deck into Card Gamer's Jinx Cannon.
This should be fine into this game.
Yeah, I can't imagine this is bad, but yeah, I'm inclined to think this is good for Hawk too. Especially if the pie toss off the start. You're able to keep board parity for most of the game.
Yeah. We're gonna see Grumble Slug come down.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah.
Yeah, Grumble Slug, cool trade into Bird. Actually, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this trade.
Yeah, you always have the pie toss for Bird, so you're fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't see the Pythos in hand. Double grandfather fade. That's actually really scary. Like I'm okay with it.
Well, I don't think Hawk's gonna be able to push through necessarily, but it doesn't mean that Card Gamer is going to be extremely hard pressed to do any damage over the board.
Like I'm completely okay with just like saving the next grandfather fade for next turn and just playing Teemo.
I like dealing 6 damage with Teemo here.
Are you saying Teemo's putting all 5 shrooms on the top of the deck?
Of course.
Ah, I see.
See, it would have happened.
See, is it extremely greedy to just hold on to the Owlcat? Like you're always getting the buff, right?
Well, I don't think the buff really matters because you're almost always trading into a unit that Card Gamer has, right? Like you're going to be hard pressed to get around all these like X1s, X2s. So I think it doesn't super matter. But I think like just you can always develop this Owlcat.
Ameka coming out with Fix 'em Uppers and Shepherd's Authority.
Sorry, it's Fix 'em Uppers 5,000. Excuse you.
Oh my gosh, really? I'm sorry, I forgot to list the other 4,999.
Misleading analyst. Goddamn.
Jeez, I should be fired. I think now we just rip the pie toss, right? No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a bait.
I think it's fine. You're fine just trading down. I think we could have just blocked the Squeaker though. I think Hawk's game plan with this deck is you always win late game. You always win with CS, which is weapon value. You always win with that. So you need to take as little damage as possible in the early game. Because the only way you're dying is to burn.
Yeah, but it's like our combat cookie is just gonna die now. It's just a mystic shot.
I don't think we care about that though. We put the weapon on someone else.
We're not allowed. Actually, wait. Yeah, we can actually throw it on Teemo now, and now Card Gamer's gonna be pressed to either let this Teemo through or just double commit mystic shot now.
I'm wondering if it's that, or we can also play.
We can't. You can't play
We can play Shepherd. Yeah.
You can play Shepherd onto the Grandfather Fate, but you can't play Shepherd on Teemo. Because Teemo's just gonna die unless you roll Pot of Pain.
Armed and ready.
Technically, the same thing's gonna happen with the Fix 'em Uppers, but I think
but
because,
with Fix 'em Uppers, you're pulling 2 mystic shots instead of just 1, right? Which if I'm on Hawk's side, I'm happy to see 2 mystic shots.
Am I missing something, or would that only put Teemo at 2 health?
No, it puts Teemo at 3 health because oh wait, no, Fix 'em Uppers is 2-0, not 2-1.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay, cool.
I don't know why I'm getting I don't know why I'm getting Fix 'em Upper stats mixed up with Combat Rail.
Imagine.
That would be disgusting.
Wait, it's not called Fix 'em Uppers. It's just called the Fix 'em 5,000.
Fix 'em Uppers is a different card, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about what that is. Is it the Wait, what? No, we're just both wrong. It's not a card.
No, Fix 'em Uppers is a card. It's from Betel City. It's a 2-mana. It's a 2-mana 1/2. The first time you discard a card or damage the enemy nexus, grant me 2/1.
That one. Okay. Yeah. Why is it not showing? Whatever.
Honestly, just get rid of Fix 'em Uppers and call the weapon Fix 'em Uppers.
Yeah, that sounds like a great deal. Right, see, just get Pot of Pain. It's that simple.
It's that simple. Simply.
Also, we have a 1-mana Bandle Gunners on turn 6, which is rather neat.
Not 1 mana yet. It's still 2 mana. Hold your horses there, bud.
About to be 1 mana.
Hold your horses there, bud.
It's about to be. I think we ping saving the Owlcat. Lock. We're pretty happy.
I'm okay with pinging the Owlcat here.
That Squeaker is a 7-2 and it's never going to be allowed to attack.
That's what I don't like about Squeaker. It's just like, oh, I have a really big unit, but it's just never going to be able to do anything.
Well, this is why you put Fishawhack on it.
Yes. Fishawhack in the card in the deck that we don't have. Fishawhack.
Okay, in the Teemo Jax deck you can.
Yeah, in the Teemo Jax deck, but this isn't Teemo Jax fan, Sora.
It's Teemo Jax, but instead of weapons we play Jinx. It's basically the same deck. There's only like 15 card differences.
All right, I would like to see you put a Fishawhack in this deck.
Filto and Castaway, Wandering Shepherd. Easy.
Sure.
Oh, imagine if your Jinx had Scout.
I don't want to. I really don't want to.
It's not even that good, honestly.
It's not. But Buster Shot getting hit on the top deck for Hawk right now. Going to be able to get rid of this scary Squeaker now.
Yeah, you can just Buster Shot Squeaker. This is a pretty decent attack. If only we had CS. If you had CS right here, it would be game over already. But
it would be.
Unfortunately, Card Gamer stacking Hawk's deck. You got to balance it out a little bit between the two teams.
Agreed. So, we can. Are we actually playing for a Teemo win con here? We're kind of in the spot where we kind of have to play for a Teemo win con.
Yeah. How many Teemos hit twice, right? This
Teemos hit twice. We can play. We flip Teemo here. I don't think I've ever seen a game where a Teemo gets flipped and Teemo Tristana.
But yeah, I was gonna say this is where I'd start though. You just put the quick attack on the Bandle Gunners.
Yeah, the thing that's really rough is Card Gamer can dump his hand right now, but the question is,
like it's hard to level Jinx here. If you are like losing value.
We have the mana to flip Jinx now, but we're not playing Rocket.
You are if you discard your Mystic shots instead of casting them. Is the thing.
No, but we have to. I mean,
no, okay. So Hirsch, Jinx is 4, Mystic is 2, Rummage is 2. You play one spells. That's 9 mana. You dump your hand. You play Rocket, and you've just enough. But you don't want to dump your second Mystic.
Correct.
Ideally. But Card Gamer does technically have burst speed level on this Jinx now.
You'll never know what hit 'em.
Ooh.
I'm honestly okay with full sending Seedling here too.
I think you at least need to send in your X1s that isn't Owlcat, because a Mystic Shot face just feels like a Jinx setup. So like Card Gamer, it's gonna be very close because Card Gamer's gonna be able to thin the board down. You can go like, yeah, you go like Bird, Jinx, Rummage, cast Rocket.
We're not flipping the Teemo here.
Well, you gotta flip the team in response.
Wait, Teemo's only swung once.
Wait, did that count? Oh, okay, never mind. We can't count. I thought he swung twice.
I thought he swung twice too.
Just you and me, Fishbones. And them.
Anyway, Jinx is gonna die. However, Card Gamer is gonna end up with, like 5 wide against 4 wide, and gonna have 3 cards in hand.
Wait, Jinx doesn't die.
Hawk has Perilous Patry.
Oh, true. Yes, I forgot about Perilous Pastry.
Wait, that looks like almost lethal in hand for Card Gamer.
3. It's going to require some patience. I'm drawing here.
He's pushing at least 1 damage here on the open. And as long as he doesn't die soon, Hawk.
They're pushing at least 1, but we need at least 2 more cards, right?
Yo, Puff Cat.
Oh, that is lethal.
Yeah, that's lethal. You can even do the, this first, you kill Teemo, you play Jinx, you get a rocket, you kill Owlcat and Seedling. I'm pretty sure he sees the line, and this is gonna be game.
TSP falling to Card Gamer now.
Not even I know what I'm cooking up.
Yeah, so well done to RPG, winning it 3-1 against TSP.
I just want to quote out some random guy that I think his name was Hash. I don't know. I don't know what team he plays for, but he was saying that RPG beating TSP is the biggest upset out of this week.
Oh, well done to the underdogs that are RPG.
So with that, Card Gamer takes a set 2-0. It just basically secures the win for RPG now, just to move them on their opponents. Let me pull up the sheet real quick for next week. They will be playing against Aphrodite's Esports Beta, the team that took down the Big Keg. And so far we are looking at...
That's the last set, actually. Everyone else is done.
No, ABG Bandle City's still playing.
Not according to the sheet.
According to the sheet, it says it's 2-1. Am I blind? No, I just needed a refresh. So that is the last set of the night. So we have we have in the quarterfinals, Aphrodite Esports Beta taking on RPG. We have Breaking Bandle taking on Tron. We have ABG Bandle City taking on Aphrodite's Esports Alpha. And we have BBB SSS versus Puff Cap Peddlers.
There you go. Congrats.
So,
you said them all right.
Yes, I did say them all. That was it. And I didn't add any extra B's. I said them all correctly. I'll take the dub. I'm the greatest. So we are going to get an interview with Mr. Card Gamer himself. Let me drag him up in here real quick. Mr. Card Gamer, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. I was feeling a little out of it this morning, but doing a lot better after seeing Loser winning unfavored and then getting to beat Triss twice.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely played a very commanding set there. What was your thought process with the line construction? Either your set or the entire team?
Yeah, so the first thing going into this week is we know TSP, especially because they're a team that has James, and James is people can say a lot of things about James as a player, but one thing that this guy does is he understands how to figure out what other teams get in other teams' head and understand what they want to bring. And one of their strengths has always been lineups, and that's a focal point of that is James. So we really had to switch things up this week. We decided no Aatrox, only 1 Jinx and 1 Swain, and those are some of our signature decks between me and Chekhov. So they're very powerful decks. I think a lot of people are pretty high on them for this weekend. So we tried to stay away from those. And then from there, we kind of, because we were trying to stay away from those, we thought they were targeting that. We kind of had them on this read of playing Heimer, Nasus, Swain, and Jax Ornn. So we wanted to have 2 lineups built to be good into those. And then we wanted to have 1 lineup that was there to kind of clean up any Jinx shenanigans that people tried to play. And that was my lineup.
Nice. I mean, you guys definitely came out a little bit ahead on the line construction.
Yeah, I think if we would have brought stuff that was what we had brought the past 3 weeks, then TSP would have been very, very favored this set. So I think we had to do a lot to make sure that wasn't the case. But yeah.
Yeah. So out of all 3 lineups, who was the scariest that you guys were afraid of the most?
It's different for different people, right? So for Loser, James is by far the scariest. Just the Jinx deck, all of those decks should be very hard for Loser to win. James needs to have like bricked out hands, or loser needs to get really lucky and have all the right answers at the right times. I didn't really want to play into Hawk too much. And then Chekhov was pretty flat against everyone, but Chekhov didn't have as good matchups as like me versus James, or as good as what should have been loser versus Hawk, but loser had some well, the SI decks are not very good for a reason, and you saw why. Even when he hit good matchups, things can happen. Hawk did play very well those games, but things can happen.
Loser just being super crafty, like I said earlier, just being able to pull like lines out of his magical bag of tricks and just like finding lines that we weren't able to see, just like pulling out Rekindler onto the Ash, just finding 18 damage for lethal there. Just seeing lines that not a lot of people see is just insane.
Yeah, I mean, that's the Mr. Beam special. Like, people forget about this guy because, like, he hasn't been playing nearly as seriously as he did in 2021, and like now whenever he's on the ladder, he's just trolling half the time or playing Infinite, which is like pretty much trolling. Sorry to say that in front of you, Fansora, but it is.
It's sad but true.
But like people forget how good this guy was when he really cares, and like he decided to care tonight, you know, to help us out, and like he performed really well, and I hope he gets to show this more like in opens in the future, and hopefully like at Worlds and stuff, because Loser's a very good and very underrated player. I think like when people think of control and combo players, Loser's name never comes up, but like he's up there, I think, in my mind. Like he's like, people talk about people like Mtux and Majin and Aikado, and I think Loser's right there with them, if not better. So
yeah,
he definitely showed that tonight. There were some very rough hands, you know. 3 of a kind on Vaults was impressive. I think he pulled that one out.
No, he lost that game where he
did he lose that one? Okay,
he won the next one.
Yeah, it was like a double vault hand versus like Jinx, and like he had like 2 units to play in the first like, or 3 units to play in the first like 5 turns, something like that. Yeah, that's the Mr. Beam magic bags of tricks.
So yeah, very clean play for him. Yeah.
So, how do you feel about going up against Aphrodite's Esports beta in the next round?
I mean, I feel pretty good about it. They're a team that, like, one, good for them. They've made it a lot farther than I think a lot of people expected them to. So, like, one, props to them. Like, it's really cool when people like that show up and show everyone off. But also, they were our final boss in play-ins to make sure we got into playoffs. So we already played them. It went pretty clean. I'm not overly worried about it, but I definitely think they're a team that, you know, can do some damage to us and even take us out if we mess around too much, we don't prepare. So we're going to show them respect, but I'm not particularly worried.
Are there any matches, now that we have pretty much the rest of the bracket filled out, are there any matches that happened today that you feel like are upsets?
Yeah, let me take a look. I think the BPS match is probably like the most like apparent one. Like I can see the world where like BPS gets bested, but 3-0 is like pretty hard to see. And then to a lesser extent, I think Chip as well. Like I could have seen Tron winning, but I wouldn't have expected a sweep. And then PCP as well. Like I could have seen them winning, but again, I would not have expected a sweep. But hey, more power to all those teams. I know PCP in particular, like I said, they needed to like come correct this season, and it seems like they have. Prism Sword still doesn't really play real decks, but like, hey, it's working for him, so can't give him too much of a hard time about it.
So I know you're already set, but how's the team feeling about the Open tomorrow?
I think we're excited. I mean, everyone I think feels a little bit off in some extent because like I think everyone kind of understands the meta's a bit rock paper scissories. I think it was really showing tonight in like lineup constructions if you look through all of the lineups that everyone could have brought. But I think everyone on our team is feeling pretty good. We're pretty happy about our lineups for the most part. It's just like making sure the third decks can get there enough, you know, which is kind of I think where everyone is hoping they're going to be at tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Meta's just rotated since last week.
Yeah, I mean we're back where we were like a week and a half ago, and it's just like these really fair flat metas that are going to happen a good bit in standard. So it'll be interesting to see like how we can solve it and get better at solving these metas in the future.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any other questions, Fansora?
I think I'm all set. I think you guys played a very clean set. So
yeah, for sure. And I know James was really looking forward to the set, and I feel bad because he didn't get a chance to play against you. He was wanting to play against you the most.
He should have beat Loser. I would have came in.
Exactly.
I like that. That's not on me. That one was not on me this time. Like, I even showed up. Sorry,
but
James.
any shout outs, Card Gamer, that you'd like to give to people?
I mean, you know, it's the usual shout out, like shout out all of RPG, but in particular, Hash, since he's like the main guy who helps us out with the Aegis stuff on the team. Everyone else kind of like does their part and just like helps out to make sure everyone's playing well, but like he kind of goes above and beyond. So especially shout out Hash. Yeah, that's about it. And shout out Aegis. You guys are great.
Alrighty. With that, we're gonna call it for the night. We had a lot of banger matchups happen tonight. We had a lot of upsets happen, honestly. I think, like I said earlier before you came in here, Card Gamer, Hash saying that the biggest upset was RPG beating TSP.
Actually true.
But with that, we are gonna send it off for the night. I've been Sir Hirsch. I've been joined by my good friend Fansora over on this side. I'm sorry, I'm always flipped around.
This way.
Yep, that way. All right. Any final words, Fansora?
Good luck on your open tomorrow.
Yes.
If anyone's playing.
Good luck on everybody's open tomorrow. Stay safe, stay blessed, and we'll see you on Tuesday for the recap show. Have a good night, everybody.